Chapter 895. A Sudden Intervention. The Dark Emperor's sudden action attracted Yin Mu and the Talisman Supremacy's attention. The Talisman Supremacy frowned. That black dog is at early-stage manifestation state. He's indeed not simple to be able to move freely under 20 times the gravity. Aunt Yun, that black dog isn't thinking of leaving the wolf battle formation, is it? Yin Mu opened his mouth and asked hesitantly. There were only 4 people in the wolf battle formation. The Lightning Wolf King, Ningyu, the black dog, and the man in red. If the black dog wanted to kill the other lightning wolves other than the Lightning Wolf King, it had to leave the wolf battle formation. Yin Mu also knew how terrifying the wolf battle formation was. Even if the Dark Emperor was at peak manifestation state, Yin Mu did not think that he could leave the wolf battle formation, much less early-stage manifestation state. Should be. The Talisman Supremacy said with a solemn expression. Crazy. Ningyu is a lunatic. The dog he brought is also crazy. What? Yin Mu shook his head when he heard the Talisman Venerable's reply. However, before Yin Mu finished his sentence, he stopped abruptly with a shocked expression. Crack! At the edge of the wolf battle formation, the Dark Emperor raised his front claws and broke the neck of a lightning wolf. A crisp sound traveled into the ears of Ningyu and the Lightning Wolf King. Swoosh! Ningyu and the Lightning Wolf King immediately separated and floated to one side of the wolf battle formation. This. How is this possible? The Lightning Wolf King's mouth was slightly agape as he looked at the lightning wolf that was sucked dry by the Dark Emperor. That was the wolf battle formation. It was actually easily broken by an early-stage manifestation state black dog. The Lightning Wolf King was a little dazed and confused. In the depths of the magical Beast Mountain range, very few demonic beasts dared to offend them, mainly because of the wolf battle formation. Once trapped in the wolf battle formation, it would be very difficult to escape. There was once a Grade 1 human supreme who accidentally entered the wolf battle formation. The Lightning Wolf King did not even make a move and only ordered a group of manifestation state lightning wolves to take turns to fight him, exhausting the Grade 1 human supreme to death. Nothing much. A primal core realm lightning wolf isn't even enough to fill the gaps between my teeth. The Dark Emperor kicked away the lightning wolf whose neck he had broken. He turned around and said to the Lightning Wolf King, "Call all the lightning wolves in the creation realm over. I want to enjoy them." Kiki. The Lightning Wolf King was so angry that its teeth were chattering. It wanted nothing more than to rush forward and kill the Dark Emperor. However, the Lightning Wolf King hadn't completely lost its mind. Taking a deep breath, the Lightning Wolf King said solemnly, "Since you're courting death, I'll fulfill your wish." Roar! As soon as the Lightning Wolf King finished speaking, 4 tall lightning wolves walked out of the pack. These 4 lightning wolves were several times larger than the other lightning wolves. Later stage of the Blessed Realm. 4 lightning wolves in the later stage of the Blessed Realm. That's more like it. A cunning smile flashed across the Dark Emperor's eyes. His figure flashed, and his target was the 4 advanced manifestation realm lightning wolves. Fight! At this moment, the Dark Emperor's entire body exuded a terrifying battle intent. Ayo, 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 ayo. Looking at the incoming Dark Emperor, the 4 lightning wolves in the advanced stage of the Fate state howled in unison and engaged the Dark Emperor in battle. Boom! The Dark Emperor and the lightning wolves were both demonic beasts. The battle between them was more of a physical clash, and they rarely used spells. Even though it was 1 against 4, the Dark Emperor was not at a disadvantage at all. Instead, he had the upper hand. When did the Dark Emperor become so powerful? Ningyu muttered with a frown. Ningyu knew the Dark Emperor's strength very well. The Dark Emperor, at the early stage of the manifestation realm, could contend against and even kill manifestation realm demonic beasts and demonic beasts at the later stage. There was no reason for the Dark Emperor to have the upper hand against 4. F***CK. Suddenly, Ningyu seemed to have noticed something and couldn't help but curse. Ningyu discovered Furball's aura on the Dark Emperor's body. In other words, Furball was hidden under the Dark Emperor's thick fur without anyone noticing. How is that possible? Ning Yu's expression darkened. Furball was small to begin with. It was difficult to discover him when he was hidden under the Dark Emperor's thick fur. After all, Furball and the Dark Emperor were both heaven-swallowing dogs, and their auras were about the same. Everyone's attention was focused on Ning Yu and the Lightning Wolf, so it was understandable that they didn't discover it. With Furball's help, let alone 4 late-stage manifestation realm lightning wolves, even 8 late-stage manifestation realm lightning wolves would be unafraid of the Dark Emperor. Since he was sure that the Dark Emperor was fine, Ning Yu ignored him and said to the Lightning Wolf King, "Do you want to continue the battle between us?" "Humph." The Lightning Wolf King snorted coldly and said, "It seems like you're very confident in the black dog you brought. Since that's the case, why don't we make a bet?" Hearing the Lightning Wolf King's words, Ning Yu frowned, feeling a little confused. Logically speaking, the Lightning Wolf King shouldn't be afraid of him. Furthermore, through the battle with the Lightning Wolf King just now, Ning Yu could clearly determine the Lightning Wolf King's strength. Early first-grade human sovereign. In other words, the Lightning Wolf King's battle prowess was only equivalent to an ordinary early first-grade human sovereign. To be honest, Ning Yu only needed to wield the Red Demon Sword, and he would definitely be able to kill an ordinary early first-grade human sovereign in a few moves. There must be some conspiracy. Ning Yu secretly became cautious. After all, the Lightning Wolf King's intelligence was not inferior to that of a human. If the Lightning Wolf King knew what Ning Yu was thinking, he would definitely vomit blood. The reason why he didn't continue to fight with Ning Yu was because other than Yun Mu and the Talisman Martial Supremacy, he discovered 3 more terrifying figures on the other side. How unlucky. The Lightning Wolf King couldn't say anything. He revealed the aura of a peak first-grade human sovereign at the beginning because he wanted to scare Ning Yu. Now, it seemed like his plan had completely failed. Not only did Zhu Jin defeat him, but he also crippled most of his strength. Now, he was left with less than half of his strength. In order to cure the poison, I have to kill Ning Yu. Thinking of the black elixir that Zhu Jin gave him before he came, the Lightning Wolf King made up his mind. Even if he had to sacrifice most of his lightning wolves, he would take Ning Yu's head. How do we bet? Just as the Lightning Wolf King was pondering, Ning Yu's voice rang out. It's simple, bet on who will win. The Lightning Wolf King pointed at the 2 parties fighting in midair and said in a low voice, "If the black dog wins, I will immediately retreat and promise to never step into Tianxin City again. But if the black dog loses, you'll have to chop off his head and let me take it away." "Haha, you're really scheming." Ning Yu smiled faintly and said, "No matter if I win or lose, you won't lose anything. It's fine if you don't bet." "Bet, why wouldn't I?" As soon as Ning Yu finished speaking, a voice came from afar. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Chapter 896. Battle Royale. Looking at the 3 figures that suddenly appeared in front of him, Ning Yu's heart thumped, and he secretly became cautious. 3 figures, 2 men and 1 woman. Among them, the young woman's cultivation was roughly at the half-step Supreme Being realm, while the other 2 men's cultivation was at the peak of the creation realm. In terms of cultivation, these 3 martial artists were not very high. However, Ning Yu could sense a terrifying aura from their bodies. This aura was not inferior to the Lightning Wolf King's. Who are those 3 warriors? On the city gate tower, Yun Mu frowned and asked doubtfully. Just like Ning Yu, Yun Mu also felt a terrifying aura from the 3 martial artists. Even though Yun Mu was very confident in his strength, he wasn't 100% sure that he could defeat the 3 warriors, especially that young woman. She gave Yun Mu a great deal of pressure. Blood God Palace. Supremacy Talisman Martial's expression was solemn, and a ferocious look appeared on his face. The 9 Furnace Divine Pavilion and the Blood God Palace were mortal enemies. The hatred between them could not be mediated. Within the 9 Furnace Divine Pavilion, there was a rule. As long as a martial artist from the Blood God Palace was stronger than them, they must be killed without mercy. Aunt Yun, should we take action? Yun Mu's entire body trembled slightly when he heard the Talisman Martial exalt, and he spoke in a low voice. Yunmu was the saintess of the 9 Cauldron Divine Pavilion's first branch. She had personally killed at least 80 Blood God Palace martial artists. As she saw the 3 genius martial artists from the Blood God Palace, her first thought was to immediately attack. However, the current situation was rather critical, and there were too many things to consider before making a move. Therefore, Yunmu chose to ask the talisman martial supremacy. Let's wait and see what those people from Blood God Palace are up to. The talisman supremacy's eyes revealed a cold expression as he spoke in a low voice. Where did this little thief come from? Could it be that you want to become enemies with the entire Lightning Wolf clan? The Lightning Wolf King glared at the 3 cultivators who had suddenly appeared and snorted coldly. If you know what's good for you, get lost. Otherwise, don't blame me for being impolite. Don't misunderstand, we mean no harm, the young woman said with a smile. It's rare to see so many lightning wolves, so I'm just a little excited. What does your emotional state have to do with me? The Lightning Wolf King's tone was cold, showing no mercy to the young woman. I'll say it one last time. Are you leaving or not? Let me introduce myself. I am Qin Xiang. The young woman didn't care about the Lightning Wolf King's reaction at all. She pointed at the 2 young men beside her and introduced them. These 2 are Dan Xiong and Hiko. Ningyu frowned slightly, but did not intervene. In fact, even the Dark Emperor in midair stopped fighting and flew behind Ningyu. Swish, 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 swish. The 4 late-stage manifestation lightning wolves also landed behind the Lightning Wolf King. At this moment, there were a total of 3 factions in the Broken Battle Wolf formation. On Ningyu's side, with him as the leader, the Dark Emperor and the Red Devil's battle prowess was equally impressive. As for the Lightning Wolf King, he was the main fighting force. The 4 lightning wolves in the later stage of the Blessed Realm were not to be underestimated either. Qin Xiang was half a step into the Supremacy Realm, while Dan Xiong and Hiko were both at the peak of the Manifestation Realm. Their battle prowess was equally terrifying. The more people there are, the more fun it will be. Qin Xiang's lips curled into a smile. I have a plan for the bet. I wonder if you guys will agree. Let's hear it, Ningyu and the Lightning Wolf King said in unison. Haha, each of us will send 1 person. Of course, you guys can send demonic beasts. Qin Xiang smiled. The winner has the right to make the other 2 do whatever they want. Swoosh. At this point, Ningyu and the Lightning Wolf King were slightly stunned. So, Qin Xiang was waiting for them here. What do the 2 of you think? Qin Xiang continued. I have no objections, Ningyu shrugged and said. Ningyu was well aware of Qin Xiang's ambition. She didn't want to become enemies with the Lightning Wolf King. She wanted to become enemies with both of them. Simply put, she wanted to take them all. If nothing went wrong, Qin Xiang would definitely say that she wanted to make a heavenly oath. All right, I forgot to mention something. As expected, Qin Xiang patted her head and said again, if the 2 of you agree, please make a heavenly oath. Otherwise, it won't be convincing. Why should I agree? The Lightning Wolf King frowned. Among the 3 of us, I seem to be the strongest, right? As long as I give the order, there will be lightning wolves that cover the sky and land attacking you. Even if we use attrition warfare, we can still exhaust you to death, relying on these Yuan Dan realm lightning wolves. Qin Xiang sneered. Then, she flicked her wrist. In an instant, a cold light flew out. Chi-chi. The speed of the cold light was very fast. It shuttled back and forth among the lightning wolves. Every time there was a chi-chi sound, a lightning wolf would die. Enough. Seeing this, the Lightning Wolf King said coldly, isn't it just a bet? I agree. Great. Qin Xiang snapped her fingers and said, I will fight on our side. You guys discuss who to send. Is there still a need to discuss? The Lightning Wolf King said coldly, on our side, of course I will fight. As for Ningyu's side, if there are no surprises, it will definitely be Ningyu. You're very smart. Ningyu nodded and said, since that is the case, then let's not delay and start now. Hearing Ningyu and the Lightning Wolf King's words, Qin Xiang said indifferently, I will first state the rules. 3 people battle royale. Do you guys have any objections? Battle royale? Hearing this, Ning Yu and the Lightning Wolf King were a little confused. This kind of three-people battle royale had many disadvantages. If two of them joined hands to deal with the other, wouldn't the other person die? Ning Yu furrowed his brows. Although he didn't know what Qin Xiang was up to, he secretly became cautious. How? The Lightning Wolf King took a deep breath and roared at the sky. Whoosh! As the Lightning Wolf King roared, the surrounding lightning wolves moved again and formed a circular area. In the circular area, Ning Yu, the Lightning Wolf King, and Qin Xiang stood with their hands behind their backs. No one attacked immediately. On the other side, the Dark Emperor, the Red Devil, the four late-stage creation realm lightning wolves, Dan Xiong, and He Ku formed a triangle. I am very curious about your identity. Ning Yu was highly focused as he stared at Qin Xiang and said, now that things have come to this, there is no harm in telling you. Qin Xiang smiled and said, I am from the Blood God Palace. Without waiting for Ning Yu to speak, Qin Xiang continued, now you have two choices. First, submit to me and become my slave. Second, die. The moment the word die was said, Qin Xiang's aura erupted and soared into the sky. As soon as the aura rose, Qin Xiang flicked her wrist and a purple scroll flew out from her sleeve. Boom! The scroll rose into the air and exploded with a loud bang. Chapter 897. Ancient Battle Formation. What? It's actually an ancient battle formation. It's actually an ancient battle formation. On the city tower, Yun Mu and the talisman Martial Venerable's expressions changed drastically, and their faces revealed a horrified expression. If the Battle Wolf battle formation was terrifying, then the ancient battle formation was abnormally terrifying. As the name suggested, the ancient battle formation only existed in ancient times. In ancient times, the experts could destroy the world with a wave of their hand. In order to not harm others, the formation masters invented this unique battle formation. Up until now, the method to create the ancient battle formation had already been lost. The fact that Qin Xiang still had a scroll in her hands shocked Venerable Talisman Martial and Yun Mu. In Yun, once the ancient battle formation appears, Ning Yu and the Lightning Wolf King will definitely lose, said Yun Mu. The reason why Yun Mu had this thought was that Qin Xiang's strength would increase by several folds in the ancient battle formation. Qin Xiang, who is several-fold stronger, wouldn't be afraid even if Ning Yu and the Lightning Wolf King join forces. I know. I'll make a move when necessary. Venerable Talisman Martial's expression was grave. Although she said that, she was more worried than Yun Mu. From the looks of it, Ning Yu and the Lightning Wolf King would definitely lose. From Qin Xiang's reaction, she would definitely make Ning Yu and the Lightning Wolf King her slaves. Once that happened, even she might be in danger. But Yun Mu opened his mouth as if he wanted to say something, but he swallowed the words that were at the tip of his tongue. Venerable Talisman Martial made it sound easy, but the ancient battle formation wasn't a joke. With her pinnacle first-grade human sovereign cultivation, it would be hard for her to break it. Looks like you're prepared. Within the ancient battle formation, Ning Yu said, you're very confident in your strength, to the point that you can fight two at once. This isn't confidence, it's the truth. In the ancient battle formation, my strength will increase by at least 4 to 5 folds. How are you going to fight me? I'll give you a chance now. Surrender and become my slaves, and I might spare your lives. Otherwise, at this point, Qin Xiang paused for a moment, and then her aura rose explosively once more. Buzz. Half-step Supreme Being Realm. An early-stage, first-grade Supreme Martial Artist. First-grade Intermediate Human Supremacy. First-grade Peak Human Supremacy. In just a few seconds, Qin Xiang's cultivation rose from the half-step Sovereign Realm to the pinnacle first-grade Human Sovereign Realm. Voila! Sensing the terrifying aura emanating from Qin Xiang's body, some of the onlookers on the city tower revealed horrified expressions. That was a pinnacle first-grade Human Sovereign. How could Ning Yu and the Lightning Wolf King contend against such strength? Oh my God! Why are all the people from the Blood God Palace so powerful? Outside the ancient battle formation, The Dark Emperor swallowed a mouthful of saliva and said with widened eyes, "Dark Emperor, is there any way to send me into the primordial battle formation?" Red Devil's expression was grim as he transmitted his voice to the Dark Emperor. The Red Devil knew that Ningyu urgently needed him, urgently needed the Red Devil sword that had a sword spirit. Just now, the Dark Emperor was able to easily break through the War Wolf formation. Who knows, he might be able to break through the ancient battle formation. However, the Dark Emperor's next action caused Red Devil's face to be covered in a layer of frost. The Dark Emperor shook his head and said, "The primordial battle formation and the battle wolf formation are not on the same level. Unless I advance to the pinnacle manifestation realm, I won't be able to break it. Aren't you afraid of cutting your tongue off?" Before the Dark Emperor could finish his sentence, Dan Xiong said sarcastically, "An early-stage manifestation realm black dog dares to speak so arrogantly. The ignorant are truly fearless." "That's right. A dog should go eat sh*t. It hurts my eyes to see it here," Hiko added. Swoosh. The Dark Emperor hated it the most when others called him a dog. To the Dark Emperor, if a powerful martial artist called him a dog, he might tolerate it. However, if a martial artist who wasn't very strong called him a dog, he would definitely fight back. The Dark Emperor thought so and did so. In a flash, the Dark Emperor came to Hiku's side and swept his tail towards Hiku's neck. The Dark Emperor's goal was clear. He wanted to break Hiku's neck. Interesting black dog. Hiku's lips curled up slightly. He raised his right hand and grabbed the Dark Emperor's tail. "I'll break your tail first." "Not good." Hiku was just about to exert strength when his expression changed drastically. He hurriedly let go and retreated. However, the ideal was very rich, but the reality was very harsh. Before Hiku could take a few steps back, a white ball-shaped object shot out from the Dark Emperor's body and struck Hiku's heart in the blink of an eye. Bang! The immense force caused Hiku to retreat dozens of feet. Puffed! Hiku spat out fresh blood, and his expression was as ugly as if he had eaten sh*t. Woof woof. Furball did not continue attacking after the successful attack. Instead, he returned to the Dark Emperor's shoulder and squatted. It was not that Furball did not want to kill Hiku, but because Dan Xiong had released the aura of a pinnacle manifestation realm and locked onto Furball. As long as Furball dared to attack again, Dan Xiong would definitely not sit idly by. Hiku wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth and was extremely furious. Kill him. Hiku was not the kind of person who was good at enduring. He roared and was the first to charge towards the Dark Emperor. Damn it! Dan Xiong cursed silently when she saw Hiku attack. Then, she followed closely behind Hiku and charged towards the Dark Emperor. Swoosh! 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 Suddenly, 4 late-stage manifestation realm lightning wolves landed in front of the Dark Emperor. Their intentions were clear. Let's die together. Hiku and Dan Xiong did not care about the 4 late-stage manifestation realm lightning wolves. They roared and used their strongest moves. Blood coagulation art. Blood tyrant art. Hiku and Dan Xiong waved their hands repeatedly. In an instant, 2 spells flew out and hit the 2 late-stage manifestation realm lightning wolves. Bang! Bang! After being hit by the spells, the 2 late-stage manifestation realm lightning wolves retreated dozens of feet and landed in the wolf pack. These 2 late-stage manifestation realm lightning wolves had great endurance. They bounced out the moment they landed and landed beside the Dark Emperor. Lightning Wolf King, your battle wolves are very durable. In the ancient battle formation, Qin Xiang raised her brows and said sinisterly, "If I'm not wrong, these 4 battle wolves of yours have been through many battles. Cut the crap. If you want to fight, let's fight." The Lightning Wolf King was very clear about the situation in front of him. Otherwise, he would not have secretly ordered the 4 lightning wolves to help the Dark Emperor. The current situation was that the martial artist from the Blood God Palace wanted to challenge him and Ningyu. In that case, I won't hold back. Qin Xiang laughed sinisterly and slowly raised her hands. Whoosh! As Qin Xiang raised her palms, An extremely terrifying gust of wind slowly rose from the bottom to the top. Formation. Seeing this, Ningyu and the Lightning Wolf King looked at each other and hurriedly released the primordial chi in their bodies, forming a primordial chi light shield in front of them. The primordial chi light shield had a total of 2 layers. The outermost layer was the primordial chi of the Lightning Wolves. No, it should be the energy of the Lightning Wolves. As for the other layer, it was the primordial chi in Ningyu's body. Chapter 898. Control in the blink of an eye. The violent wind blasted the primordial chi light shield in front of Ningyu and the Lightning Wolf King. A crisp sound resounded in the ancient battle formation. Crack! Almost instantly, the energy light shield set up by the Lightning Wolf King was shattered. Countless energy fragments scattered in all directions and frantically eroded the second primordial chi light shield. Let's see how long you can resist. Seeing that the terrifying wind couldn't break the second primordial chi light shield, Qin Xiang let out a low roar and waved her hands again. In an instant, an even more terrifying wind slowly rose. Boom! Compared to the first wind, the second wind was much more powerful. It could even be described as nature-defying. Under the great power of the wind, the Lightning Wolf King couldn't hold on for long and was sent flying dozens of feet away. Dark red blood spurted out, and the Lightning Wolf King's aura continued to drop. In the blink of an eye, it had dropped to the peak of the blessed realm. I see. Seeing the Lightning Wolf King's miserable state, Ningyu's eyes narrowed, and he instantly understood. The Lightning Wolf King was injured. Moreover, the injury wasn't light. The Lightning Wolf King is the first. Qin Xiang's lips curled up, and an evil smile appeared on her face. She stared at Ningyu and said, "Next, you will be the second." Solitaire. At this critical moment, Ningyu flicked his wrist and waved the red demon sword in his hand. Whoosh! Suddenly, several sword waves appeared in the air and rushed toward Qin Xiang at a terrifying speed. Solitaire? So, you are from the Supreme Nine Purities Temple. Looking at the sword waves that were flying toward her, Qin Xiang's eyes narrowed, and she felt a little worried. The Supreme Nine Purities Temple was very powerful, even stronger than the Blood God Palace. At this moment, Qin Xiang changed her mind. Ningyu couldn't be left alive. He had to die. Thinking of this, Qin Xiang stomped on the ground and rushed out. At the same time, a black flying sword appeared in Qin Xiang's hand, and she slashed in the air. A waist-thick sword aura appeared and collided with the solitaire. Rumble. As most of Ningyu's essence energy was used to fend off the terrifying wind, the might of the sword waves that he slashed out was limited. They were naturally dispersed. Ningyu, at first I wanted to spare your life, but now I've changed my mind. I've decided to grant you death. As Qin Xiang growled, the black flying sword instantly left his palm. Its target was Ningyu's heart. The black flying sword was a mid-grade king rank flying sword, and it was extremely powerful. If Ningyu was unfortunate enough to have his heart pierced by it, he would undoubtedly die. Kill. Ningyu was not a pushover. He used all the strength in his body to slash out. Ding! The red demon sword collided with the black flying sword, and a crisp sound rang out. What? The sudden turn of events caused Qin Xiang's mouth to gape slightly. She was in a trance. Her black flying sword actually had a tiny crack cut on it. Although the gap was very small, it was still discovered by her sharp senses. Open for me. While Qin Xiang was slightly stunned, the essence energy in Ningyu's sea of consciousness suddenly rushed out and completely dispersed the terrifying wind in front of him. Swish! After dispersing the terrifying wind, Ningyu leaped to the side of the Lightning Wolf King. How much combat power do you have left? Ningyu helped the Lightning Wolf King up and said in a deep voice. The situation was already very clear. It was very difficult for Ningyu to kill Qin Xiang alone. He might not even be able to contend with Qin Xiang. The only thing he could do now was to join forces with the Lightning Wolf King at his peak. Otherwise, both of them would be defeated and become Qin Xiang's slaves. There was even a chance that he might be killed. At most 30%. The Lightning Wolf King stood up and said in a deep voice, "Aren't you AF asterisk King Peak, first grade human supreme? Why are you acting like a coward?" Hearing the Lightning Wolf King's words, Ningyu gritted his teeth and said fiercely. The Lightning Wolf King's eyes flickered, as if he had made a very big decision. He gritted his teeth and said, "I have internal injuries and can only use about 50% of my battle power. Coupled with Qin Xiang's attack, it's already very good that I have 30% of my battle power left." "Injuries?" Ningyu was slightly stunned. He said in a deep voice, "Open your mind and let me check." The Lightning Wolf King was unmoved. Swish! At this moment, Qin Xiang wielded the black flying sword and once again appeared in front of Ningyu. This time, Qin Xiang did not hold back at all. She injected all her essence energy into the flying sword and ruthlessly slashed at Ningyu's neck. "Lightning Wolf King, if you don't want to die, you better open your mind. Otherwise, we will all die." Ningyu took a step forward and waved the Red Fiend's sword in his hand, fighting with Qin Xiang. Due to the support of the ancient battle formation, Qin Xiang's battle power was infinitely close to a Grade 2 supreme martial artist. Under such circumstances, Ningyu could only passively hold on. A slight mistake would result in a tragic death. Although it was dangerous, Ningyu still chose to convince the Lightning Wolf King. This was because Ningyu was clear that he could not contend against Qin Xiang. It was only a matter of time before he was defeated. All right. After pondering for a second, the Lightning Wolf King finally made up his mind and completely opened up his mind. Swish! Ningyu seized the opportunity and quickly separated a portion of his soul power into the Lightning Wolf King's body to check. SSS. Just as his soul power entered the Lightning Wolf King's body, Ningyu took in a breath of cold air. The situation inside the Lightning Wolf King's body could only be described as terrible. A ball of black gas was constantly corroding the Lightning Wolf King's heart. If it was not dealt with in time, the Lightning Wolf King would definitely die in another 3 to 4 days. "Lightning Wolf King, hand over control of your body to me." Ningyu clenched his teeth and once again separated a portion of his soul power into the Lightning Wolf King's body. This portion of soul power directly entered the Lightning Wolf King's sea of consciousness. Impossible. The Lightning Wolf King subconsciously denied. What a joke. If Ningyu obtained control of his body, wouldn't he become Ningyu's slave? Ningyu's expression was extremely ugly. Swish! At this moment, Qin Xiang took advantage of the gap between Ningyu and the Lightning Wolf King's conversation and stabbed her sword into Ningyu's chest. A manifestation realm, intermediate stage, cultivator dares to be distracted while fighting me? Aren't you afraid that I will chop off your head in one strike? Qin Xiang retracted her flying sword and said with a faint smile. Since Qin Xiang had stopped, Ningyu did not continue to attack. Instead, he communicated with the Lightning Wolf King once more. "Lightning Wolf King, you only have 2 choices in front of you. Lightning Wolf King, you only have 2 choices in front of you. First, open your mind and let me control your body. Second, die in battle. Moreover, the pack of lightning wolves you brought with you will be completely annihilated." Boom! Ningyu's second sentence stabbed the Lightning Wolf King's sore spot. If the Lightning Wolf pack died in his hands, he would not be able to answer to the seniors of the Lightning Wolf tribe, even if he died. All right, I agree. The Lightning Wolf King howled towards the sky and completely released his mind. Chapter 899. Submission. Ningyu, although I am very interested in you, I will still kill you. Qin Xiang stared at Ningyu expressionlessly and said, "The Blood God Palace fights everywhere. In the mission hall of the Blood God Palace, there is even a mission to kill the warriors of the Supreme Nine Purities Temple. The reward for killing a martial artist in the middle stage of the manifestation realm like you is very generous. There are at least a few million Supreme Grade Origin Crystals." Only Supreme Origin Crystals? Ningyu worked hard to expel the black gas from the Lightning Wolf King's heart as he said exaggeratedly, "No matter what, I'm still a genius of the Supreme Nine Purities Temple. The reward for killing me would at least be a King Grade Origin Crystal." Living middle stage Fate Realm warriors can get King Grade Essence crystals in the Blood God Palace, but dead middle stage Fate Realm warriors can only get Supreme Grade Essence crystals as a reward. Qin Xiang glanced at the Lightning Wolf King and continued, "Unfortunately, I don't intend to kill that Lightning Wolf King. As for you, I intend to kill you." The moment the word kill fell, Qin Xiang leaped up and charged at Ningyu again. If it could be said that Qin Xiang had been slightly fearful during the previous few times, then this time, Qin Xiang didn't have the slightest fear. Through the previous few exchanges, Qin Xiang basically judged Ningyu's true strength. Between first-grade human supremacy and first-grade peak human supremacy, although he was very strong, he had no chance of winning against her at her current stage. Blood God Palm. Qin Xiang's right hand turned into a palm and fiercely slapped towards Ningyu's face. Get lost. At this critical moment, Ningyu kicked away the Lightning Wolf King and poured all the vital qi in his sea of consciousness into his wrist. At the same time, Ningyu wrapped the soul power of the early stage of rank 7 around his wrist and made a backhand slap. 3 lives palm. As he shouted, a huge blood-red palm print separated from Ningyu's palm. Explode. Ningyu shouted again when the palm print was about to come into contact with Qin Xiang. Rumble. With the 3 lives palm as the center, a terrifying explosive force frantically spread in all directions. Chi-chi. Ningyu hurried to the Lightning Wolf King's side and helped it block the shockwaves from the explosion. Ningyu was not a hothead. While he was resisting the aftermath of the 3 lives palm's explosion, he was also working hard to expel the black energy from the Lightning Wolf King's heart. Success. Suddenly, Ningyu's face lit up, and he hurriedly said, "Open your mouth." Whoosh. The Lightning Wolf King didn't dare to be negligent and hurriedly opened its mouth. As soon as he opened his mouth, a cloud of black gas shot out from his mouth. Go. Ningyu took a deep breath and released all the Yuan Qi and soul force in his body. He controlled the black gas to fly towards Qin Xiang. Damn it, I'm going to tear him apart. When everything returned to normal, Qin Xiang said furiously with a ferocious expression. However, before Qin Xiang could finish her vicious words, her expression changed drastically. Without much time to think, Qin Xiang immediately retreated, wanting to leave the ancient battle formation. That was because Qin Xiang discovered that there was a black gas flying toward her at an extremely terrifying speed. From the black gas, Qin Xiang could feel the fear that came from the depths of her heart. This fear was even more horrifying than when she was facing a Grade 2 sovereign. Damn it, damn it. Qin Xiang retreated to the edge of the ancient battle formation, and her face revealed a look of despair. Once the ancient battle formation was activated, it couldn't be broken without time. Of course, some powerful cultivators could still break it with brute force. But Qin Xiang wasn't one of them. What's going on? Yin Mu exclaimed when he saw Qin Xiang's fearful expression. It should be the cloud of black gas. The talisman supremacy said in a deep voice, although it's separated by the ancient battle formation, I can still feel a terrifying aura from the black gas. If I'm not wrong, that cloud of black gas came from the Lightning Wolf King's mouth, and Yin Mu paused for a moment before continuing. I seem to have seen that aura on Zhu Zhen before. The Lightning Wolf King must have come to Profound Sky City under Zhu Zhen's instructions, said the talisman supremacy as he nodded. What should we do? Yin Mu asked without any doubts. What else can we do? Of course, let's wait and see. Now that things had come to this, the talisman supremacy had no other choice. With her strength, she couldn't break the ancient battle formation and could only watch everything that happened inside. Blood God's Palm. Within the ancient battle formation, Qin Xiang naturally wouldn't sit still and wait for death. Since she couldn't escape, she immediately poured all the energy in her body into her wrist and slapped out with a backhand slap. TSK. The black gas came into contact with Qin Xiang's palm. Almost in an instant, Qin Xiang's right hand turned black and a layer of skin was corroded. Qin Xiang screamed. She raised the black flying sword with her left hand and slashed at her right hand. Crack! A crisp sound rang out, and Qin Xiang's right hand fell to the ground. TSK. Not long after, the palm on the ground turned into nothingness. At the same time, Qin Xiang's aura was rapidly decreasing. In just a few seconds, her cultivation had dropped from the peak of grade 1 human sovereign to the peak of the manifestation realm. Phew! Seeing Qin Xiang's miserable state, Ningyu heaved a sigh of relief. The worry in his heart was slightly alleviated. Qin Xiang's heavy injuries were more important than anything else. Ningyu, do you think you can kill me like this? Qin Xiang's left hand tapped on her right wrist a few times to stop the bleeding. She said coldly, "No matter how much my aura drops, I'm still at the peak of the manifestation realm. As for you, you're only left with 10% of your battle prowess, maybe even less." "You're right. I'm only left with 10% of my battle prowess." Ningyu shrugged and said, "However, you've overlooked something. I may not have much battle prowess left, but the Lightning Wolf King's battle prowess did not decrease in the slightest." Ow! At this moment, the Lightning Wolf King roared at the sky, and its aura soared into the sky. At its peak, the Lightning Wolf King's strength was close to a peak grade 1 human sovereign. It had even touched the level of a grade 2 human sovereign. The Lightning Wolf King's strength was extremely terrifying. Gulp! Feeling the aura emitted by the Lightning Wolf King, Qin Xiang swallowed a mouthful of saliva. Her brows were filled with shock. The strength that the Lightning Wolf King displayed had already reached the level of a peak grade 1 human sovereign. Qin Xiang couldn't figure out how the Lightning Wolf King could still display such terrifying strength. "You have two choices now." Ningyu took a step forward and said, "First, surrender. Swear a heavenly oath to serve me." "Second, die." Qin Xiang's eyes flickered as she struggled with her thoughts. To be honest, she wouldn't agree to submit to Ningyu no matter what. Chapter 900. Formation I. You want me to submit to you? Impossible. Qin Xiang retreated to the edge of the ancient battle formation and said coldly. Ningyu shrugged and said, "Since you don't want to submit to me, then I'm sorry. I can only send you to heaven." "Oomph. You want to send me to heaven?" "Sure, but I have to tell you that if you dare to kill me, your friends will be killed too." Qin Xiang snorted and calmed down instantly. The reason why Qin Xiang calmed down was that Dan Xiong and Hiku had the absolute upper hand outside the ancient battle formation. As long as Ningyu dared to kill her, Dan Xiong and Hiku would kill Ningyu's friends. Therefore, Qin Xiang was fearless. "What a wishful thinking you have." Ningyu turned to look at the battlefield in the distance and said, "I can tell you very clearly that before my friends are killed, you will already be dead. Lightning Wolf King, kill her." Ningyu said coldly. Swish! The Lightning Wolf King had wanted to kill Qin Xiang for a long time. Now that Qin Xiang's strength had dropped to the peak of the manifestation realm, and his strength had recovered to the peak of the first grade human supreme, he naturally had to kill her. Crack! The Lightning Wolf King's tail swept and suddenly hit Qin Xiang's knee. The intense pain from her knee made Qin Xiang kneel on the ground on the spot. Wait! Just when the Lightning Wolf King was about to attack again, Venerable Talisman Marshal and Yun Mu quickly flew down from the tower and landed beside the ancient battle formation. Venerable Talisman Marshal pointed at Qin Xiang and said, "A genius that can carry an ancient battle formation with her must have a high position in the Blood God Palace. It's a pity to kill her just like that." "Oh." Ningyu raised his eyebrows and said calmly, "What do you think we should do?" "Haha, very simple. Force her to make a heavenly oath and submit to you." Venerable Talisman Marshal smiled and said, "Uft. Even if I kill myself, I will not submit to Ningyu." Qin Xiang spat and said coldly, "Slap." The Lightning Wolf King raised its front paw and slapped Qin Xiang. "Behave yourself." The Lightning Wolf King would never allow Qin Xiang to commit suicide. He unleashed his powerful aura and locked onto Qin Xiang. As long as Qin Xiang had the urge to commit suicide, he would stop her at once. In his heart, Qin Xiang could not commit suicide. If she were to die, he would be the one to do it. "Before you make Qin Xiang submit to me, I think you should go kill Qin Xiang's accomplices." After pondering for a while, Ningyu pointed to another battlefield and said, "Of course. Supremacy Talisman Marshal did not bargain. She waved her hands and tore through the void. In the next moment, the Talisman Supremacy appeared in front of He Ku and Dan Xiong. Bang! Bang! Supremacy Talisman Marshal clenched his fists and punched out. Before Dan Xiong and He Ku could react, the two punches had already landed on their hearts. Dan Xiong and He Ku were only at the peak of the creation realm. In front of the Talisman Marshal Supremacy, they had no ability to resist at all. A crisp sound rang out. Dan Xiong and He Ku fell beside the ancient battle formation and died on the spot. Although the fledgling domain of the Talisman Marshal Supremacy was broken by Ningyu, her strength was similarly heaven-defying. Swoosh! After casually killing Dan Xiong and He Ku, the Talisman Marshal Supremacy returned to Qin Xiang's side. Ningyu, I have a way to make Qin Xiang submit to you. The Talisman Marshal Supremacy went straight to the point without beating around the bush. Tell me about it. Ningyu frowned. With Qin Xiang's personality, Ningyu did not believe that the Talisman Marshal Supremacy could convince her. There's no hurry. The ancient battle formation has not ended. The Talisman Marshal Supremacy was not anxious at all, as she said indifferently. Right. Hearing the Talisman Marshal Supremacy mention the ancient battle formation, Ningyu's mind stirred. He came to Qin Xiang's side and said, if I remember correctly, as long as we find the core formation of the ancient battle formation, we can keep it. Ningyu had some understanding of the ancient battle formation. If he could find the core of the ancient battle formation and use a secret technique, there was a high possibility that he could keep it and use it in the next battle. Are you crazy? Qin Xiang was stunned at first. Then, she stared at Xiao Chun and said, the ancient battle formation is very terrifying. Other than a special scroll, what else can store it? You don't need to ask about that. You just need to tell me where the core of the formation is, Ningyu said with a wave of his hand. Outside the ancient battle formation, the Talisman Marshal Supremacy's expression was a little unsightly. The reason why she came and even helped Ningyu kill Dan Xiong and He Ku was because she wanted to keep the ancient battle formation. This time, she was heading to the demonic Beast Mountain range with a treasure that could store the ancient battle formation. Now that Ningyu wanted her to take the ancient battle formation, how could she not be angry? Qin Xiang turned her head and said coldly, if you want to kill me, then kill me. What's with all the nonsense? Looks like you have nothing left to live for. Ningyu stared at Qin Xiang's right wrist and said, if I tell you that I can help you regrow your right hand, I wonder if you will tell me where the core of the formation is. What? This time, Qin Xiang was finally moved. If Ningyu only promised to spare her life, she would definitely not tell Ningyu where the core of the formation was. After all, for a woman, losing a hand was scarier than being disfigured. Life Creation Pill, a peak rank 8 medicinal pill. It has the effect of regrowing flesh and bones. Ningyu said, as long as you tell me where the core of the ancient battle formation is and swear to submit to me, I will help you refine a life creation pill. Don't be in a hurry to refuse. Seeing that Qin Xiang wanted to refuse, Ningyu stretched out 3 fingers and said, I won't control you forever. 3 months. After 3 months, we will have nothing to do with each other. At that time, I won't interfere whether you stay or leave. Are you sure you want to refine a life creation pill for me? Qin Xiang frowned and said hesitantly. Qin Xiang wasn't a fool. She knew that the life creation pill was a peak rank 8 medicinal pill. An ordinary rank 8 alchemist couldn't refine it. Ningyu's soul force was only at the initial rank 7. Refining a life creation pill must be a joke. Do I look like I'm joking? Ningyu pointed at his own nose and said, the reason why Ningyu hadn't killed Qin Xiang yet was because of the ancient battle formation. As long as he had the ancient battle formation, Ningyu wouldn't be afraid even if he faced a rank 2 supreme in the future. Therefore, Ningyu had to obtain this ancient battle formation no matter what. Okay, I'll tell you where the core of the formation is, but you have to swear to the heavens. After pondering for a moment, Qin Xiang immediately swore to the heavens. Seeing that Qin Xiang swore to the heavens, Ningyu didn't hesitate and swore to the heavens as well. Taking a deep breath, Qin Xiang flicked her left finger and a cold light flew out. Boom! The cold light exploded somewhere in space. Chapter 901. Resolve. Ningyu revealed a joyful expression as he looked at the purple ball of light in front of him. In the ancient battle formation, the most important thing was the purple ball of light. This was because the purple ball of light contained a terrifying amount of energy. The entire ancient battle formation's operation was completely controlled by the purple ball of light. It could be said that as long as he controlled the purple ball of light, he would be controlling the ancient battle formation. Whoosh! After a brief moment of shock, Ningyu took out the painting from his storage ring. He had obtained it from Chu Guang, the president of the Alchemy Union in regional King City. Using the painting to contain the purple ball of light in front of him was the best choice. Since the painting could even contain a heaven-defying treasure like the Soul Tree, it was obvious that the painting could contain the purple ball of light. You want to use it to contain the purple ball of light. Outside the ancient battle formation, Venerable Talisman Marshall's mouth was slightly agape with disbelief. Ningyu ignored the Talisman Marshall's supremacy. He stomped his feet on the ground and charged straight out. As he moved forward, Ningyu threw out the painting in his hand. At the same time, a huge beam of light flew out from the painting and shone on the purple ball of light. Chi-chi! The purple ball of light let out a sizzling sound when it was shown by the beam of light and actually started to shake. This is impossible. Seeing the purple ball of light constantly shaking, Venerable Talisman Marshall's expression changed drastically and even started to doubt life. She understood the ancient battle formation very well. Although the ancient battle formation had already consumed a lot of energy, she was still shocked that Ningyu could control the purple ball of light. Gulp! Venerable Talisman Marshall was extremely shocked while Qin Xiang swallowed a mouthful of saliva and was stunned on the spot. Qin Xiang was different from Venerable Talisman Marshall. She had once seen an elder of the Blood God Palace trying to control the purple ball of light. At that time, that elder was a pinnacle third-grade human supreme. Even so, he was almost injured by the purple ball of light's energy backlash. Now that Ningyu could actually control the purple ball of light so easily, how could she not be shocked? Nothing is impossible. Take it. Ningyu shouted in a low voice and waved his hands repeatedly. In a split second, the purple ball of light turned into an afterimage and drilled into the scroll. Whoosh! Ningyu flicked his wrist and stowed the scroll into his storage ring. Rumble! The moment the purple ball of light was put away, an earth-shattering rumble suddenly rang out. At this moment, the ancient battle formation dissipated completely. With the ancient battle formation in hand, Ningyu felt a little more confident. With this trump card, Ningyu would be fearless even if he were to face a pinnacle first-grade human sovereign. Moving his feet, Ningyu came to the Lightning Wolf King's side and said, "Your injuries have healed, and your strength has returned to its peak state. If there's nothing else, can you leave now?" If the Lightning Wolf King was alone, Ningyu might even invite him to the Ning family. However, it was somewhat inconvenient for the Lightning Wolf King to stay in Tianxian City with the entire wolf pack. The Lightning Wolf King's brows furrowed slightly, and his expression turned a little ugly. "Don't worry, I will release my control over you." Seeing the Lightning Wolf King's expression, Ningyu smiled faintly and directly relinquished control over the Lightning Wolf King's body. How? Without control, his body became light. The Lightning Wolf King howled into the sky, then stomped on the ground and rushed toward the magical Beast Mountain range. Whoosh! Once the Lightning Wolf King left, the entire wolf pack in front of Tianxian City's gate followed behind him. Billowing smoke rose into the sky. Fortunately, the Lightning Wolf King and the others were very fast. Otherwise, just their aura alone would be enough to cause a huge commotion. Qin Xiang, come with me to the Ning family. After the Lightning Wolf King and the others completely disappeared, Ningyu thought for a moment and decided to go back to the Ning family first. After all, Lu Wei and the others were all at the Ning family. It was somewhat inappropriate to go deep into the magical Beast Mountain range at this time. Ningyu had to bring Lu Wei with him. Ningyu, I have a suggestion. Seeing that Ningyu wanted to go back, the talisman's sovereign frowned slightly and said, "Why don't we go directly to the magical Beast Mountain range? With the Lightning Wolf King and the others leading the way, we can save ourselves some unnecessary trouble." Ningyu stopped in his tracks. Actually, the talisman's sovereign was right. The magical Beast Mountain range was filled with danger. With the Lightning Wolf King and the others leading the way, they could indeed save themselves a lot of trouble. Ningyu was no fool. He knew that the deeper they went into the magical Beast Mountain range, the more dangerous it would be. Being able to maintain peak condition for the first part of the journey would be of great help to the later part. After a moment of silence, Ningyu turned to the Dark Emperor and the Red Fiend and said, "Go to the Ning family and bring Lu Wei over. As for Ouyang Luan and Duan Sheng, they will stay with the Ning family and be responsible for protecting the Ning family." Whoosh, whoosh. The Dark Emperor and the Red Fiend didn't say anything. Instead, they turned around and flew towards the Ning family. During this period of time, Ningyu sat down cross-legged and took out a few pieces of royal-grade origin crystals. He circulated the spirit transformation art and started to absorb them on the spot. Crack! As Ningyu had already successfully cultivated the 6th level of the spirit transformation art, he only took a moment to completely absorb a piece of royal-grade origin crystal. This, at the side, Yin Mu saw the royal-grade origin crystal fragments beside Ningyu. Her eyes widened and her face was filled with shock. That was a royal-grade origin crystal. He actually completely absorbed it in such a short period of time. This was too unbelievable. One had to know that even if Yun Mu was a half-step supremacy, she would still need a long time to absorb and refine a piece of royal-grade origin crystal. She expressed that she couldn't do it with Ning Yu's speed. Furthermore, apart from her, even the Talisman Sovereign, a peak first-grade human supreme, couldn't do it. Absorbing and refining a piece of royal-grade origin crystal in over 10 seconds is indeed heaven-defying. A hint of a cold smile surfaced at the corners of the Talisman Sovereign's eyes. She secretly resolved that if there was a chance, she would definitely force out the spell that Ning Yu cultivated. This kind of spell that could absorb a piece of royal-grade origin crystal in over 10 seconds. Once she obtained it, her cultivation speed could at least increase by several times. There's indeed something fishy. When the Talisman Sovereign was paying attention to Ningyu was also paying attention to the Talisman Sovereign. The reason why Ningyu exposed his speed of absorbing crystals in front of the Talisman Sovereign was entirely because he wanted to probe the Talisman Sovereign. In that instant earlier, the Talisman Sovereign even had killing intent aroused. Ningyu secretly became cautious. Swish, swish, swish. Right at this time, 3 figures flew out of profound Sky City and landed beside Ningyu. Have the arrangements been made? Looking at the familiar figures that suddenly appeared in front of him, Ningyu stood up from the ground with a swoosh and said in a deep voice, "Don't worry about me." The Dark Emperor raised his brows and said proudly, "There's no time to lose. Let's set off right away." Although the Dark Emperor was very unreliable in some things, on this kind of crucial matter, Ningyu still trusted the Dark Emperor a lot. In the next instant, Ningyu came to Lu Wei's side and grabbed Lu Wei's arm. In a flash, his figure flashed and flew towards the magical Beast Mountain range. The Dark Emperor and the Red Devil followed closely behind and disappeared in the blink of an eye. Let's go too. Chapter 902. Chapter 902. Wolf King in Danger Magical Beast Mountain Range was located to the east of Tianxian City. Demonic beasts roamed the mountain range. One careless move, and one would become food for the demonic beasts. Of course, the outskirts of Magical Beast Mountain Range weren't very dangerous. Many martial artists went there to train. As for the depths of Magical Beast Mountain Range, it was extremely dangerous. There were even rumors that Creation Realm martial artists appeared. At this moment, In the depths of magical Beast Mountain Range, several martial artists stopped under a towering tree. Without a doubt, this group of people was Ning Yu's group. When they first entered magical Beast Mountain Range, Ning Yu's group was very fast. They were advancing at their peak speed, but as they went deeper, the pressure on them increased. Finally, they stopped. The forbidden area of magical Beast Mountain Range is just ahead. I suggest that everyone rest first and wait until everyone is at their peak before entering the forbidden area. Although it wasn't their first time entering magical Beast Mountain Range, Ning Yu was still very careful. Ning Yu didn't go too deep into the forbidden area the last few times he entered magical Beast Mountain Range. There was a main road in magical Beast Mountain Range that led to Elixir Dragon Valley. But if they deviated from the main road, they would enter the forbidden area of magical Beast Mountain Range. At this moment, there were 3 groups under the tree. Yunmu and Talisman Supremacy were together. Ning Yu and Dark Emperor were together. As for Qin Xiang, she was alone. Ning Yu, should we go take a look at Elixir Dragon Valley this time? Dark Emperor leaned toward Ning Yu and whispered. Dark Emperor and Ning Yu met in Elixir Dragon Valley. Ning Yu's storage ring was also obtained from Elixir Dragon Valley. Given this premise, it was understandable that Dark Emperor suggested going to Elixir Dragon Valley. Let's go to magical Beast Mountain Range first. We'll go to Elixir Dragon Valley when we have time. After pondering for a moment, Ning Yu said. Ning Yu didn't have any so-called feelings. The reason he entered magical Beast Mountain Range was to find his father in this life, Ning Hai. Ning Yu didn't want to care about anything unrelated to this. All right, the Dark Emperor shook his head helplessly, then found a place, took out a royal grade origin crystal, threw it into his mouth, and chewed. Gotcha! The corners of Ning Yu's mouth twitched when he saw the Dark Emperor eating the royal grade origin crystals like they were candy. According to the Dark Emperor's way of eating, no matter how many King Grade Essence crystals were, it would not be enough either. While Ning Yu and the others were resting within a certain region of the mountain range of magical beasts, the Lightning Wolf King was in trouble. The Lightning Wolf King's path was blocked by 3 young martial artists. The Lightning Wolf King glared at the leading young warrior and said in a low voice, Zhu Zhen, what are you trying to do? What do you want? The young cultivator called Zhu Zhen curled his lips and said indifferently, Where is Ning Yu's head? Originally, I was about to kill Ning Yu. Who would have thought that 3 or 4 martial artists from the Blood God Palace would suddenly appear? The Lightning Wolf King rolled its eyes and described Qin Xiang's appearance to Zhu Zhen. Martial artists from the Blood God Palace. Zhu Zhen frowned as he vaguely guessed Qin Xiang's identity. I heard that the Blood God Palace sent genius martial artists into the mountain range of magical beasts. As expected, Zhu Zhen continued, However, I am curious. Why would the people from the Blood God Palace help Ning Yu? It wasn't just the people from the Blood God Palace. There were 2 other people as well. The Lightning Wolf King described the Talisman Supremacy and Yunmu to Zhu Zhen. They are so daring. They even dared to protect the person I wanted to kill. Hearing this, Zhu Zhen's expression turned ugly. Through the Lightning Wolf King's description, Zhu Zhen naturally guessed the Talisman Supremacy and Yunmu's identity. After a moment of silence, Zhu Zhen said, No matter what, you didn't complete the mission I gave you. So, there's no need for you to stay. As he spoke, Zhu Zhen fished out a jade token from his sleeve and crushed it. What? However, the moment Zhu Zhen crushed the jade token, his expression changed drastically. This was because Zhu Zhen realized that the Lightning Wolf King didn't feel any discomfort and was still standing in the same spot. Good, very good, very good. Zhu Zhen's expression was cold as he stared at the Lightning Wolf King. He said coldly, Looks like there was an expert helping you. He was actually able to get rid of the black gas in your heart, allowing your strength to recover to its peak. Regrettably, even at your peak, you still can't escape from my palm. Zhu Zhen's eyes turned cold. He stomped on the ground, and his body shot out rapidly. Zhu Zhen's goal was very clear, which was to kill the Lightning Wolf King. Actually, Zhu Zhen didn't even think about letting the Lightning Wolf King go. He originally planned to wait for the Lightning Wolf King to bring Ning Yu's head over before he killed the Lightning Wolf King. Since the Lightning Wolf King failed, then Zhu Zhen had even less reason to keep him alive. Run! The Lightning Wolf King only had one thought in his mind, and that was to run. The first time they fought, the Lightning Wolf King already knew how terrifying Zhu Zhen was. Fight! Zhu Zhen head on again. The Lightning Wolf King wasn't that stupid. There was still a chance of survival if he ran. If he fought head-on, there was only death. How? When the Lightning Wolf King entered the magical Beast Mountain range, he dispersed the entire pack of lightning wolves. Now that he was facing an unprecedented crisis, he naturally had to summon the lightning wolves to help him. No matter how many lightning wolves you summon, it won't help. Instead, it will help me. Zhu Zhen chased after the Lightning Wolf King while smiling faintly. I have a magic treasure that requires an extremely large amount of energy. Lightning wolves are a good choice. Zhu Zhen took out a black flag from his pocket. On the flag, there were 3 blood-red skulls that looked extremely ferocious. King high-grade magic treasure, soul assimilating flag. As long as I refine the entire pack of lightning wolves, my soul assimilating flag will be able to advance from King High Grade to King Top Grade. Zhu Zhen smiled sinisterly. Once I have the King Top Grade soul assimilating flag, I can even fight against a 3rd grade human supreme head-on. The Lightning Wolf King didn't care what Zhu Zhen was thinking. He only had one thought in his mind, and that was to run. Run nonstop. Howl, howl, howl. The pack of wolves heard the Lightning Wolf King's howl and responded. Whoosh. After that, all the lightning wolves in the magical Beast Mountain range dashed towards the Lightning Wolf King. Swoosh! Swoosh! The entire Lightning Wolf Pack's restlessness made Ning Yu stand up with a swoosh. Coincidentally, 2 lightning wolves passed by Ning Yu and the others. What's wrong with these lightning wolves? Looking at the gradually disappearing lightning wolves, Ning Yu frowned slightly and murmured. Obviously, the Lightning Wolf King is in danger. The Dark Emperor had some understanding of the demonic beast's movements. He explained, the demonic beast that can mobilize the entire Lightning Wolf Pack must be the Lightning Wolf King. The demonic beast that can make the entire Lightning Wolf Pack restless must be the Lightning Wolf King. Let's go take a look. After pondering for a second later, Ning Yu decided to follow the Lightning Wolf Pack to take a look. Chapter 903. Chapter 903. Refine Whoosh. In the depths of the magical Beast Mountain range, the Lightning Wolf King was extremely fast and disappeared in the blink of an eye. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Behind the Lightning Wolf King, Zhu Zhen and the rest followed unhurriedly. Whoosh. Every few seconds, there would be a few lightning wolves blocking Zhu Zhen and the rest's way. Faced with the occasional lightning wolves, Zhu Zhen took out the soul-absorbing flag. In front of the king-level high-grade magic treasure, the soul-absorbing flag, these lightning wolves, whose cultivations were mostly at the primal core stage, naturally did not fare well. In just half an hour, Zhu Zhen had used the soul-absorbing flag to devour hundreds of lightning wolves. And this number was still rising rapidly. Damn it! Although the Lightning Wolf King only cared about running away, it could sense the death of every lightning wolf. But now that he could not even protect himself, he had no time to care about the other lightning wolves. I have to think of a way, or the lightning wolves will all be killed by Zhu Zhen sooner or later. The Lightning Wolf King knew that the reason why Zhu Zhen did not kill him was because he wanted to devour the entire Lightning Wolf Pack. Once the Lightning Wolf Pack was devoured and refined by Zhu Zhen, he would have to face Zhu Zhen directly. In front of Zhu Zhen, even if he recovered to his peak state, he would not be able to fight back. If there is no other way, I will return to Tianxian City. The Lightning Wolf King's eyes flashed with ruthlessness. At this moment, he thought of Ning Yu. Ning Yu had gotten his hands on an ancient battle formation. With Ning Yu's combat power, he might be able to fight back against Zhu Zhen. At this thought, the Lightning Wolf King burned his blood essence and sped up towards Tianxian City. Holy Sun, the Lightning Wolf King wants to leave the magical Beast Mountain range. The Lightning Wolf King had just sped up when a young martial artist beside Zhu frowned. Our goal this time is to go deep into the magical Beast Mountain range. Since the Lightning Wolf King does not know what's good for him, then let's kill him. After a moment, Zhu put away the soul-absorbing flag and tore open the void with both hands, entering directly. The other two young martial artists saw Zhu actions and also tore open the void and disappeared. Buzz buzz. Zhu and the others were very fast, several times faster than the Lightning Wolf King. A minute later, Zhu and the rest appeared in front of the Lightning Wolf King, blocking its path of retreat. I'll give you a chance to live. Summon the entire pack of lightning wolves, and I'll spare your life as long as the soul-assimilating flag can advance to the top grade of the king rank. Zhu went straight to the point, waving the soul-absorbing flag in his hand. How can I trust you? The Lightning Wolf King's eyes flickered indeterminately as it spoke in a low voice. Zhu was incomparably cunning. The Lightning Wolf King did not believe in his suggestion. Hee, you have no other choice. Zhu smiled and then winked at the two young martial artists next to him. His meaning was self-evident. Whoosh, whoosh. Seeing this, the two young martial artists stomped on the ground and instantly dashed out. Zhu was a grade 1 human sovereign, and the cultivation of these two young warriors wasn't low either. They were both half-step into the sovereign realm. The 9 Calder Divine Pavilion's half-step supremes were all geniuses amongst geniuses. Ordinary first-grade human supremes had no way of contending with them. I like to see how capable you are. The Lightning Wolf King was afraid of Zhu, but that didn't mean he was afraid of the two young martial artists. Rumble. A great battle broke out in an instant. The more the battle went on, the more shocked the Lightning Wolf King became. He realized that he was unable to suppress 2 half-step supreme beings with his cultivation at the peak of first-grade human supreme being. One could imagine how powerful the 9 Calder Divine Pavilion's martial artists were. What was even more frightening was that Zhu didn't seem to have any intention of making a move. He kept using the soul-absorbing flag to devour the incoming lightning wolves. The Lightning Wolf King wanted to order the pack of lightning wolves to leave, but the lightning wolves had a strong desire to protect their master. When the Lightning Wolf King was in danger, the pack of lightning wolves would rush to their rescue, even if it meant risking their lives. This was something that humans couldn't compare to. Chi-chi. Time passed minute by minute. The energy in the soul-absorbing flag increased. In the end, it even made a sizzling sound. As long as I devour another 100 lightning wolves, the soul-absorbing flag will advance to the top-grade king rank. Looking at the changes in the soul-absorbing flag in the air, the corner of Zhu's mouth curled up into an evil smile. Zhu was well aware of how dangerous the magical Beast Mountain range was. Even though his cultivation had reached grade 1 human sovereign, he didn't dare to let his guard down. Those who knew the inside story would know how dangerous the magical Beast Mountain range was. Even grade 2 or grade 3 human sovereigns wouldn't dare say they could escape unscathed. Under this premise, the more trump cards he had, the safer he would be. Drip, drip. Time passed minute by minute. Zhu crossed his arms in front of his chest and stared at the soul-absorbing flag in the air. On the other side, the Lightning Wolf King and 2 young half-step supremes were engaged in a fierce battle. Neither of them gained anything from this exchange. Originally, this situation would go on forever. However, just as the soul-absorbing flag swallowed the 90th lightning wolf, something strange happened. Whoosh! In the distance, a sword wave as thick as a person's waist appeared in the air and slashed at the soul-absorbing flag at a terrifying speed. Not good. The sudden change caused Zhu's expression to change drastically. He stomped on the ground and arrived beside the soul-absorbing flag in an instant. Waving his wrists, several fist lights flew out. Puss-pissed. The fist lights and the sword wave collided and disappeared at the same time. When everything returned to silence, a group of cultivators appeared in front of Zhu. It's you guys. Zhu was slightly stunned when he saw the figures that suddenly appeared. Then, his gaze landed on Talisman Supremacy and Yunmu. As for Ningyu and Qin Xiang, Zhu Zhen directly ignored them. In Zhu Zhan's heart, Ningyu was just an ordinary genius. From Zhu Zhan's point of view, the reason why Ningyu could escape time and time again was because of talisman supremacy and Yunmu's help. As long as he got rid of talisman supremacy and Yunmu, he could crush Ningyu with one hand. Swoosh! Seeing Ningyu and Yunmu appear, the Lightning Wolf King instantly threw out 2 punches. After dodging the young half-step supremes, it quickly flew to Ningyu's side. Zhu Zhen, it's really the Lightning Wolf King that you control. Talisman Supremacy took a glance at the Lightning Wolf King, then took a step forward and said indifferently, "What exactly do you mean?" Zhu Zhen's expression was very ugly. If it was just Yunmu alone, he would not be afraid at all and would even capture Yunmu. However, Yunmu had Talisman Supremacy by his side, so he had to reconsider. After all, Talisman Supremacy was a veteran supremacy and had many trump cards. He did not have absolute confidence in taking him down. Haha, nothing much. Talisman Supremacy rolled his eyes and said with a faint smile. Chapter 904. Chapter 904. Spirit Assimilating Flag. Hearing that, Zhu Zhen raised his brows and looked at the Talisman Supremacy in surprise. Zhu Zhen muttered in his heart. In his opinion, Ningyu was just an ordinary genius. However, the Talisman Supremacy seemed to be saying that Ningyu had the strength to fight against him. Thinking of this, the Talisman Supremacy could not help but look at Ningyu. He wanted to see what capabilities Ningyu had to make the Talisman Supremacy look at him in a different light. Intermediate Manifestation Realm Cultivation, Early 7th Grade Soul Force Strength. As Ningyu did not intentionally hide his cultivation and soul force strength, Zhu Zhen only needed a quick glance to discover Ningyu's true cultivation. Zhu Zhen was very confused. No matter how strong an intermediate manifestation realm genius was, how strong could he be? One must know that when he was in the intermediate manifestation realm, his overall strength was only comparable to an early first-grade human sovereign. Go test him. After a slight pause, Zhu Zhen said to the 2 half-step supremacy realm martial artists beside him. Zhu Zhen did not want to reveal his true strength in front of the Talisman Supremacy. Yes, one of the half-step supreme being martial artists nodded. Then, he stomped on the ground and charged straight at Ningyu. Seeing the half-step supremacy realm martial artist charging towards Ningyu, the Lightning Wolf King took a step forward and blocked in front of Ningyu. A cold voice came from the Lightning Wolf King. "If you want to kill Ningyu, you'll have to get past me first." Hearing the Lightning Wolf King's words, not only was the half-step supremacy realm martial artist stunned, even Ningyu was a little dumbfounded. But in an instant, Ningyu understood. The Lightning Wolf King was not trying to protect him, but was setting him up. You also know that Zhu Zhen is hard to deal with. Ningyu glared at the Lightning Wolf King. Although Ningyu's objective was to save the Lightning Wolf King, the Lightning Wolf King's actions still caused Ningyu's expression to turn a little ugly. "I can save you, but that doesn't mean you can play tricks in front of me." "Wrong," Zhu Zhen said coldly. "I'm not difficult to deal with, but extremely difficult to deal with. The Saint Son of the 9 Cauldron Divine Pavilion's first branch, a first-grade human sovereign, is indeed very difficult to deal with." Ningyu said, "You know I'm hard to deal with." "Forget it, Talisman Supremacy. What do you mean by that? Just say it. I don't have the time to waste with you." Zhu Zhen had originally wanted to argue with Ningyu, but he realized that Talisman Supremacy was definitely up to no good. Therefore, he ignored Ningyu and said to Talisman Supremacy, "Get straight to the point. There's no need to beat around the bush. I'm just an outsider. The grudges between you two have nothing to do with me." Talisman Supremacy shrugged his shoulders and took a few steps back, indicating that he didn't want to get involved in this matter. Seeing Talisman Supremacy's actions, Yunmu also followed closely behind and retreated to the other side. "Fine, you're the ones who said it." Zhu Zhen's eyes turned cold. The moment he finished speaking, he rose from the ground and charged straight at Ningyu. His fist emitted a berserk energy fluctuation as it fiercely smashed towards Ningyu's head. Because he was afraid that talisman supremacy would interfere, Zhu Zhan didn't use his full strength in this punch. He only used 30% of his strength. At the same time, Zhu Zhan divided his attention into two. One was on Ningyu, and the other was on talisman supremacy. Multitasking. At this moment, Zhu Zhan was multitasking. 3 lives palm. Ningyu wasn't that stupid. In any case, he wasn't going to hold back. His first move was his strongest attack, 3 lives palm. Pa! The fist and palm collided. Zhu Zhan's expression changed drastically when he felt the huge force coming from his fist. He hurriedly increased his strength. However, even if Zhu Zhan wanted to increase his strength, it was already too late. Bang! A crisp sound rang out. Zhu Zhan felt a burning sensation on his fist. He felt like he had just been F***ed. Damn it! Zhu Zhan cursed in his heart. His face turned completely gloomy. Zhu Zhan didn't expect Ningyu's strength to be this strong. He couldn't even resist 30% of his strength. If he didn't react in time at the crucial moment, this punch would be enough to make him regret it for life. No wonder he could defeat the Lightning Wolf King in one move. Ningyu rubbed his slightly sore palm and murmured. If it was an ordinary grade 1 supreme martial artist, he would have been killed long ago. How could there be anything else? The fact that Zhu Zhan could neutralize a fatal blow was enough to show that his strength was terrifying. Very good, very good. You've completely infuriated me. Zhu Zhan took a deep breath and emitted a terrifying murderous aura. Hiss! Sensing the murderous aura from Zhu Zhan, the Dark Emperor and the rest couldn't help but gasp. The Dark Emperor had always been fearless. However, when he felt the terrifying murderous aura from Zhu Zhan, he couldn't help but feel a little fearful. Too terrifying. The Dark Emperor was certain that Zhu Zhan could even kill a grade 2 supreme martial artist. Redskin, you'll be in charge of protecting Lu Wei later. Ningyu and I will kill the enemy together, the Dark Emperor said solemnly. You want to kill the enemy together with Ningyu with your strength? The Red Demon glared at the Dark Emperor and said, if you really can't do it, you can leave with Lu Wei first. I'm the sword spirit of the Red Demon sword. I can help Ningyu a little. All right. The Dark Emperor knew the severity of the problem and replied honestly. Ningyu, I didn't use my full strength earlier. You won't be so lucky next. Right at this moment, Zhu Zhan spoke coldly. I didn't ask you to use your full strength. Ningyu curled his lips and said, don't talk nonsense if you're not as skilled. I'm not as skilled. Ha ha ha. As though he had heard the funniest joke in the world, Zhu Zhan roared with laughter before saying coldly, I'm going to tear you apart today. Soul assimilating flag. Then, Zhu Zhan flicked his wrist and took out the soul assimilating flag. Boom! In midair, the soul assimilating flag gradually expanded. When it reached its limit, it suddenly flew towards Ningyu. Red Demon, raising his head to look at the soul assimilating flag that covered the sky, Ningyu took out the Red Demon's sword with a thought. Hearing that, the Red Demon immediately turned into an afterimage and entered the Red Demon's sword. What? Zhu Zhan wasn't a fool. As soon as Ningyu took out the Red Demon's sword, he vaguely felt that something was amiss. When the Red Demon turned into an afterimage and entered the Red Demon's sword, Zhu Zhan finally understood. The red flying sword in Ningyu's hand was a royal-level flying sword. Come back. A king-level superior grade soul, assimilating flag, against a royal-level flying sword? Zhu Zhan didn't have the guts. He had gone through a lot of trouble to upgrade the soul assimilating flag from king-level inferior grade to king-level superior grade. Seeing that it was about to be upgraded to king-level superior grade, he wouldn't allow anything to go wrong with the soul assimilating flag. Slash. However, what happened in front of him made Zhu Zhan freeze on the spot. Ningyu held the Red Demon's sword in his hand, stomped on the ground, and dashed out rapidly. Whoosh! A crisp sound rang out. At this moment, the air seemed to freeze. Chapter 905. Chapter 905. The Jade Pendant glowed gulp. Apart from Zhu Zhan and the others, Even Qin Xiang and the Talisman Supremacy opened their mouths slightly and swallowed a mouthful of saliva. That was a king-grade, superior-grade soul absorbing flag. It was actually broken by a single sword. As one of the people involved, Ningyu was also a little dumbfounded. Ningyu was very clear about the Red Fiend Sword's power. Ningyu could still believe that the Red Fiend Sword could break a king-grade, middle-grade Dharma treasure. After all, it had been proven in the past. The Red Fiend Sword could break a king-grade, middle-grade flying sword. However, the Red Fiend Sword could even break a king-grade, superior-grade soul absorbing flag. This was a little incomprehensible to Ningyu. Go to hell. After a brief moment of shock, Zhu Zhen charged towards Ningyu like a madman. At that moment, Zhu Zhen only had one thought in his mind, and that was to kill Ningyu. He wanted to grind Ningyu's bones into ashes. The soul-absorbing flag that he had painstakingly refined was destroyed by Ningyu. How could he not be angry? Ancient battle formation. Seeing that Zhu Zhen was charging towards him, Ningyu's expression changed slightly. He hurriedly took out the painting from his storage ring and threw it into the air. Whoosh! The next moment, the purple ball of light in the painting shot out. Chance! However, the Talisman Supremacy was overjoyed when he saw the purple ball of light. He hurriedly charged out at an extremely shocking speed. The Talisman Supremacy's goal was very clear: to obtain the purple ball of light. From the beginning to the end, the Talisman Supremacy wanted to obtain the purple ball of light in an ancient battle formation. As long as she had the ancient battle formation, her strength would improve qualitatively. Oh no! Seeing that the Talisman Supremacy wanted to interfere, Ningyu's expression changed drastically. He immediately flew out, wanting to keep the purple ball of light. Boom! Just as Ningyu wanted to keep the purple ball of light, something strange happened. The purple ball of light suddenly exploded. A transparent light barrier emerged in the surroundings. There were only 3 people in the light barrier: Ningyu, Supremacy, and Zhu Zhen. Xiao. After all, the purple light was a mass of energy. After it exploded, a mass of energy flew straight to Ningyu's side and drilled into Ningyu's sea of consciousness. Bang! When the energy entered his mind, Ningyu felt a dull thud come from his mind. His aura instantly rose from the middle stage of the creation realm, the middle stage of the blessed realm, the late stage of the blessed realm. In just a few seconds, Ningyu's cultivation had soared from the middle stage of the creation realm to the late stage of the creation realm. Moreover, it was still soaring. Bang! 3 seconds later, 2 more muffled sounds rang out. At this moment, Ningyu's cultivation had reached the half-step Supreme Being realm. Damn it! Sensing the terrifying aura emanating from Ningyu, the Talisman Supremacy's expression turned ugly, and he even cursed. Almost, just a little bit more. Supremacy Talisman Marshal was vexed to the extreme. If he was just a little bit closer to Ningyu, he would be able to keep the purple light and not let Ningyu absorb it. I can probably maintain the cultivation of the half-step Supreme Being for half an hour. Looking at the changes in his sea of consciousness, Ningyu murmured. Ningyu knew his own limitations. At the middle stage of the creation realm, there was no way he could fight against Zhu Zhen. Even if he used the ancient battle formation to raise his cultivation to the half-step Supreme Being realm for a short period of time, he might not be Zhu Zhen's match. After all, the ancient battle formation only injected energy into his sea of consciousness and did not truly advance him to the half-step Supreme Being realm. Zhu Zhen knew that as well. Therefore, he did not think much of Ningyu and said coldly to the Talisman Martial Supremacy, "You knew long ago that Ningyu had a monarch flying sword, but you didn't tell me. Why should I tell you?" The Talisman Martial Supremacy replied coldly as well. "Zhu Zhen, you're sad that you lost the soul-absorbing flag, but I lost the ancient battle formation. Why do you have to shout at me?" Good, very good. At this moment, Zhu Zhen chose to calm down. After calming down, Zhu Zhen became very wise. He said lightly, "Talisman Martial Supremacy, no matter what, you are still a member of the 9 Cauldrons Divine Pavilion. Ningyu is an outsider. Do you want to kill Ningyu? Have you lost your mind?" The talisman martial supremacy raised his eyebrows and said exaggeratedly, I have no enmity with Ningyu, so why should I kill him? I already said that I will not interfere in the grudges between the two of you. As he spoke, the talisman martial supremacy moved his feet and came to the edge of the ancient battle formation. He put on an expression that said, you can fight your own battles, and it has nothing to do with me. Ningyu, this monarch flying sword, forget it, I'll just kill you. Then, the monarch flying sword will naturally be mine. At the start, the talisman martial supremacy wanted to obtain the red demon sword without bloodshed. But halfway through his words, he shook his head and attacked. To be honest, whether Ningyu was at the middle manifestation realm or half-step supremacy realm, in Zhu Zhan's heart, it made no difference. He could kill a middle manifestation realm martial artist. He could also kill a half-step supremacy realm martial artist. Solitaire, Ningyu did not dare to be negligent. He slashed out with the red demon sword and engaged in a fierce battle with Zhu Zhan. After all, Zhu Zhan was a grade 1 human supremacy. In terms of raw strength, he was slightly superior. Hence, when the battle started, Ningyu was already at a slight disadvantage. Damn it, Lightning Wolf King, what are you waiting for? Outside the ancient battle formation, the Dark Emperor glared at the Lightning Wolf King and scolded. Ningyu is fighting with Zhu Zhan inside. Why aren't you going to kill Zhu Zhan's companions? The Lightning Wolf King was slightly stunned. Then he gritted his teeth and charged out, fighting with 2 half-step supremacy realm martial artists. Qin Xiang, don't think that you only have one hand left. Your strength is not weak either. Go and help the Lightning Wolf King kill Zhu Zhan's companions. Seeing the Lightning Wolf King make a move, the Dark Emperor came to Qin Xiang's side and said, if anything happens to Ningyu, you won't have a good ending either. Qin Xiang's face darkened. What does Ningyu's death have to do with me? I can't wait for Ningyu to die in battle. That way, I'll be able to escape from the abyss of suffering. However, seeing the Dark Emperor's ferocious look, Qin Xiang could only choose to face the enemy together with the Lightning Wolf King. Dark Emperor, do you think Ningyu can win? In this area, if one were to say who is the weakest, it would undoubtedly be Lu Wei. Although with Ningyu's help, Lu Wei had raised her cultivation to the true martial realm. However, with this cultivation, even the slightest shockwave from the battle was enough to kill her. Therefore, the Dark Emperor did not make a move and was in charge of protecting her. Lu Wei bit her lips and said hesitantly, did I drag you guys down? What are you saying? How could you be the one dragging us down? The Dark Emperor could get angry at the Lightning Wolf King. He could get angry at Qin Xiang. He could get angry at anyone. However, he did not dare to get angry at Lu Wei. Extreme embody. If Lu Wei's physique were to erupt now, then everyone present would not have a good ending. Lu Xuan could kill everyone here by himself when he was bursting out his power. Don't think too much. Ningyu's strength has increased by several times in the ancient battle formation. A mere Zhu Zhan is no match for him. The Dark Emperor waved his hand and said, all right. Lu Wei's expression was a little disappointed as she muttered. No one noticed that the mystic moon jade pendant that Lu Wei was wearing suddenly emitted a faint light. Chapter 906. Dragon Elephant Roar. Chapter 906. Dragon Elephant Roar Rumble. Although the 2 half-step supremacy martial artists that Zhu Zhan brought were powerful, they did not have an advantage under the combined attacks of the Lightning Wolf King and Qin Xiang. The Lightning Wolf King was a peak grade 1 human supremacy, while Qin Xiang was a half-step supremacy. Be it the Lightning Wolf King or Qin Xiang, they could fight against 2 half-step supremacy martial artists alone, let alone when they joined forces. On the battlefield, all sorts of spells flew. The Lightning Wolf King and Qin Xiang suppressed the 2 half-step supremacy martial artists, leaving them with no room to retaliate. At this rate, it wouldn't be long before the 2 half-step supreme being experts were killed in a domineering manner. Bang! At the same time, within the ancient battle formation, Ningyu and Zhu Zhan separated as soon as they came into contact, each retreating several zhang away. You can actually fight against me using the ancient battle formation. It seems like it wasn't a coincidence that Gu Yuan and the others were killed. Zhu Zhan's expression was dark as he said in a deep voice, "You really talk a lot of nonsense." Ning Yu's eyes turned cold. He stomped on the ground and charged out again. Ning Yu knew very well that the ancient battle formation's energy could only last for about half an hour. In other words, he had to find a way to pressure Zhu Zhan within this half an hour. Even if he could not kill Zhu Zhan, he had to injure him severely. Otherwise, the consequences would be dire. Most importantly, apart from Zhu Zhan, there was also the talisman supremacy eyeing them. The reason why the talisman supremacy did not interfere was because he wanted to watch the tigers fight. Ning Yu could almost foresee that as long as he and Zhu Zhan were injured, the talisman supremacy would definitely kill them. Good timing. Looking at Ning Yu approaching him, Zhu Zhan let out a low roar and waved his hands repeatedly. In an instant, a palm print flew out and blasted toward Ning Yu. Triple birth palm. Ning Yu would not hold back at all. He formed a seal with both hands and fanned out a huge palm print. Swish, swish, swish. As soon as the palm print flew out, it split into three and charged toward Zhu Zhan from three different directions. Chi. The first palm print collided with Zhu Zhan's palm print. The results surprised Zhu Zhan. This was because the palm print he had unleashed only struggled for a moment before vanishing into thin air along with the palm print Ning Yu had unleashed. Explode. As soon as the palm print dissipated, Ning Yu's low voice resounded within the ancient battle formation. Along with Ning Yu's low shout, the two palm prints that he fanned out exploded with a loud bang. The huge shockwave from the explosion actually caused the ancient battle formation to shake, as if it was about to fall apart. It's so powerful. The sudden change caused the expression of the talisman Martial Venerable, who was also in the ancient battle formation, to change, and he could not help but be cautious. Initially, Talisman Martial Supremacy thought that, given her strength, she would definitely not be affected by the ancient battle formation. Now, it seemed like he was still a little optimistic. Ka. As for Zhu Zhan, he clenched his fists tightly, and his expression was extremely gloomy. Zhu Zhan never imagined that the power of Ning Yu's palm print would be so powerful. If he wasn't prepared, he might even be injured on the spot. But even if Zhu Zhan was prepared, his aura had also sharply dropped from pinnacle first-grade human sovereign to initial grade first-grade human sovereign. Very good, Ning Yu. You've thoroughly infuriated me. At this moment, Zhu Zhan had calmed down. Taking a deep breath, Zhu Zhan faintly said, "This day next year will be the anniversary of your death." I've heard those words more than 10 times. Ning Yu unleashed his perception and paid close attention to Zhu Zhan's actions. As long as Zhu Zhan made any move, Ning Yu would definitely make a move at the first instant. Right now, it was time to wrangle, and both parties were making use of the time to recover. After that move, not only did Zhu Zhan's aura drop, but even Ning Yu wasn't any better. Ning Yu's aura had also dropped from pinnacle first-grade human sovereign to initial grade first-grade human sovereign. If the battle continued like this, it was hard to tell who would win. I can tell you very clearly that this day, next year, will not be the anniversary of my death, and the year after that will not be the anniversary of my death either. Ning Yu took a step forward with the red demon, sword in his hand, and said coldly, "Although a royal grade flying sword is terrifying, it's very difficult for you to unleash its full power with your current strength." Zhu Zhan stared straight at the red demon sword in Ning Yu's hand and said in a deep voice, "Why don't we make a deal? Give me the royal grade flying sword, and I'll spare your life." Puffed. Hearing that, Ning Yu couldn't help but laugh out loud. What a joke. As long as Ning Yu wasn't stupid, he definitely wouldn't agree to this deal. I also have a deal. Ning Yu rolled his eyes and said, "The magical Beast Mountain range is extremely dangerous, and I happen to be lacking a little follower. As long as you swear to the heavens and become my slave, I can spare your life." How arrogant was Zhu Zhan? How could he tolerate Ning Yu talking to him in such a manner? Thus, Zhu Zhan charged out once again before he had recovered to his peak state. This time, Zhu Zhan's goal was to completely kill Ning Yu, and let Ningyu know who he could and could not offend. Solitaire. Since Zhu Zhan had already made his move, Ningyu naturally wouldn't just sit around and wait for death. Ningyu swiftly swung the red demon sword and slashed out with an astonishing sword wave. Although Solitaire was only the sixth form of the 9 purities sword art, after Ningyu advanced to the intermediate manifestation stage, the power of Solitaire had also greatly increased. Roar! A terrifying light burst forth from Zhu Zhan's eyes, and then he did something that shocked Ningyu. Zhu Zhan opened his mouth and released an extremely terrifying roar. Crash! Zhu Zhan's roar could be said to be earth-shattering. With him as the center, all the demonic beasts within a radius of several miles fled in all directions. Roar! Even the lightning wolves in the surroundings were cowering in fear. If not for the lightning wolf king, they would definitely scatter in all directions. Swoosh! After Zhu Zhan's roar, the space in this area seemed to have straightened. Outside the ancient battle formation, the lightning wolf king, Qin Xiang, and the others instantly stopped fighting and looked at Zhu Zhan in shock. Inside the ancient battle formation, the talisman supremacy's expression changed drastically. He hurriedly took out the Yuan Qi in his sea of consciousness and formed a Yuan Qi light shield in front of him. As one of the people involved, Ningyu's expression was very solemn. Dragon Elephant Roar. The martial skill that Zhu Zhan used was the king-grade, middle-grade martial skill, Dragon Elephant Roar. Once a martial skill surpassed the heaven grade, its power would increase exponentially. Still not dead yet. After the roar, Zhu Zhan looked at the shockwave that was flying towards Ningyu, and a cold expression emerged in his eyes. The reason why Zhu Zhan was so confident was that when he was in the advanced manifestation stage, he had used the Dragon Elephant Roar to unexpectedly kill a Grade 1 Sovereign Martial Artist. Now that he had advanced to Grade 1 Sovereign Martial Artist, the power of the Dragon Elephant Roar had increased by God knows how many times. Under this premise, how was Ningyu, who was only in the intermediate manifestation stage, go to block it? Therefore, Zhu Zhan thought that Ningyu would definitely die under his Dragon Elephant Roar. Chapter 907. Forbidden area facing the terrifying shockwave that was rushing towards him. Ningyu's expression was extremely grave, and there was even a hint of panic in his eyes. However, this panic only lasted for a moment before it completely dissipated. Ningyu's legs were slightly bent, and a violent wave of energy appeared on his palm. 3 lives palm. At this moment, Ningyu used the 3 lives palm once again. Unlike the previous 3 lives palms, Ningyu's 3 lives palms this time could be said to be the most powerful 3 lives palms he had ever displayed. Not only was there a wave of energy on his wrist, but there was also a pulsating soul power. The Netherworld Samsara Palm was originally a soul attack spell technique. Only when soul power and Yuan energy were used together could its power reach its peak. Whoosh! A palm-sized palm print was peeled off from Ningyu's hand, and it inevitably collided with the shockwave. The instant the palm print and shockwave collided, there was a loud explosion. Rumble! Everyone could clearly feel that the explosion of the 3 lives palm was several times more powerful than the previous one. Not good. Within the ancient battle formation, the talisman supremacy and Zhu Zhan both had a look of fear on their faces. Although the Dragon Elephant Roar was a mid-grade king rank martial skill, strictly speaking, the Netherworld Samsara Palm was at least a supreme grade king rank martial skill. The result of a mid-grade king rank martial skill versus a supreme grade king rank martial skill was obvious. The aftermath of the Dragon Elephant Roar completely dissipated, and the shockwave from the 3 lives palm's explosion headed straight for Zhu Zhan and the talisman supremacy. Crack! The Yuan energy barrier in front of Zhu Zhan and the talisman supremacy only lasted for a moment before it completely shattered. Puffed! Puffed! Struck by the shockwave from the 3 lives palm's explosion, Zhu Zhan and the talisman supremacy spat out a large mouthful of blood, and their auras fell once again. Among them, Zhu Zhan's aura fell from early first-grade human sovereign to peak manifestation realm. On the other hand, the talisman supremacy fell from peak first-grade human sovereign to early first-grade human sovereign. Crack! At this moment, a crisp sound suddenly entered Ningyu's ears. The ancient battle formation is about to shatter. Hearing this sound, Ningyu's expression changed, and he immediately flew to the Lightning Wolf King and Qin Xiang's side. As for Zhu Zhen, he also flew to the side of his two half-step sovereigns. The talisman supremacy's figure flickered and stood beside Yunmu. I didn't expect the ancient battle formation to shatter so quickly. Looking at the ancient battle formation, that of Ning and of the formation, the ancient battle of the formation, which, fortunately, Zhu Zhen and talisman martial supremacy had suffered heavy injuries. Otherwise, Ningyu would definitely not have been able to escape unscathed. Yang, from the lightning, Ning Dragon Yang, Yang, of the king, of after all, the Lightning Wolf King was a genuine peak first-grade human supreme martial artist, and there was a huge pack of lightning wolves around it. The white, the thunder, the lightning of the Yang. But if Ningyu wanted to kill Zhu Zhen and the talisman supremacy, it would be extremely difficult. No matter what, the talisman supremacy and Zhu Zhen were from the Nine Cauldrons Divine Pavilion. If they were forced into a corner and joined hands, the consequences would be disastrous. Oof. We'll meet again. Zhu Zhenxiang endured the pain from his internal organs and glared viciously at Ningyu. Then, with a burst of energy from his legs, he transformed into a blur and flew towards the depths of the mountain range of magical beasts. Behind Zhu Zhen, the two half-step sovereigns did not dare to be slow. They used all their strength and disappeared in the blink of an eye. Let's go. The talisman supremacy knew her limits. She had already shed all pretense of cordiality with Ningyu, so there was no point in staying any longer. After she said that, she tore through the void and entered. Yunmu looked at Ningyu with a complicated gaze, then followed behind the talisman supremacy. Swish! After Zhu Zhen and the talisman supremacy left, the suppressed anger instantly dissipated and returned to normal. Ningyu, it's all thanks to you this time. Otherwise, I would have definitely died at Zhu Zhen's hands. The Lightning Wolf King pondered for a moment, then leaned towards Ningyu and said, "If it wasn't for the fact that you helped me, do you think I would have come to help you?" Although Ningyu and Zhu Zhen had a grudge, the Lightning Wolf King's previous actions made Ningyu very angry. "I can help you, but that doesn't mean you can play with me." The Lightning Wolf King scratched his head awkwardly and hurriedly changed the topic. "Our Lightning Wolf clan is very large. As long as you don't leave the magical Beast Mountain range, I can have them act as your informants and bring you the most timely and reliable news." Although Ningyu's aura had declined, the Lightning Wolf King did not dare to attack Ningyu. On one hand, Ningyu was giving him a lot of pressure. On the other hand, Qin Xiang was also very powerful. The Lightning Wolf King did not want any accidents to happen. Enough with the empty words. Let me ask you a few questions. You must answer them honestly. Ningyu waved his hand and said, "First, you have been in the magical Beast Mountain range for a long time. During this period of time, how many experts have entered the mountain range?" "A lot." The Lightning Wolf King pondered for a moment, then frowned and said, "Based on the forces that I have seen with my own eyes, there are a total of 5. Moreover, each of these 5 forces has a sovereign. One of them even has a Grade 2 sovereign." "Grade 2 sovereign, huh?" Ningyu frowned and continued. "In the deepest part of the mountain range of magical beasts, are there any special buildings? Or perhaps special caves? Special building or cave dwelling?" The Lightning Wolf King was stunned at first, then said, "Maybe you don't know, but there are 3 areas in the depths of the magical Beast Mountain range. The first is the Forbidden Area, where the demonic beasts are mostly in the Yin-Yang realm to the late creation realm. The second is the Inner Area, where the weakest demonic beast is at the peak of the creation realm, and there are even demonic beasts with the strength of sovereign. As for the third area, it is the core area where the weakest demonic beast is at least a grade 1 sovereign. There are even rumors that there have been demonic beasts with the strength of a grade 4 sovereign in the core area. Hiss! Hearing the Lightning Wolf King's words, not only did the Dark Emperor and the others gasp, even Ning Yu felt his scalp tingle. He had stayed in Tianxian City for so long, but he had never heard of such a terrifying place in the depths of the magical Beast Mountain Range. Core area? Demonic beasts with the strength of a grade 4 sovereign? Not to mention the Great Xia Kingdom. Even in the entire Mystic Moon continent, not many people would dare to go there. Everyone, let's recuperate first, then set off for the Forbidden Area. Even though the depths of the magical Beast Mountain Range were extremely dangerous, Ningyu still had to give it a try. Even though the Lightning Wolf King's words sounded incredible, Ningyu was very clear that those powerful demonic beasts would not take the initiative to attack unless they sensed danger. In this aspect, Ningyu was very experienced. If I don't provoke you, you probably won't attack me. Hee, you are very bold to actually dream of going to the Forbidden Area in broad daylight. Chapter 908. Be attacked him? Hearing this, Ningyu, who had just sat down, stood up again. He stared at Qin Xiang and asked, "What do you mean? I didn't mean anything by it. I just wanted to give you a friendly reminder. The forbidden areas of the mountain range of magical beasts are extremely dangerous. If you aren't careful, you'll die a horrible death." Qin Xiang shrugged her shoulders and said, "At first, I thought you had the same goal as us, to enter the magical Beast Mountain Range for that treasure. Now, it seems that our goals are different. Tell me about it." Ningyu was puzzled. "Since you don't know, it's fine if I don't tell you. I don't want you to die and implicate me." Qin Xiang sat down on a rock and closed her eyes to rest. "I can't believe it." Seeing Qin Xiang's actions, the Dark Emperor was immediately unhappy. "Don't you know that it's most infuriating to speak halfway? Don't think that just because you're injured, I won't dare to do anything to you. Tell me the truth. What treasures are in a mountain range of magical beasts?" The Dark Emperor said fiercely, and he seemed as if he would kill him if he didn't speak. "You swore a heavenly oath to me, so I can order you to do anything." Ningyu did not threaten Qin Xiang. He just glanced at Qin Xiang's chest and revealed a playful smile. "Oomph." Qin Xiang snorted coldly and turned her head away. Ningyu did not make things difficult for Qin Xiang. He directly sat down cross-legged and began to cultivate. Drip, drip. Time was ticking away. After about half an hour, Qin Xiang finally made up her mind to tell Ningyu her purpose for entering deep into the magical Beast Ridge this time. Recently, the three regions in the depths of the magical Beast Mountain Range have long since been linked together. The demonic beasts within are moving back and forth. There is simply no longer any division of regions. Qin Xiang said in a deep voice, "However, there is one thing that is very special. When night comes, the demon beasts in each area will return to their respective areas and wait. Therefore, it is not suitable to enter the forbidden area during the day. You can only go at night." "You mean to say that we have to reach the deepest core area in one night?" Ningyu frowned. "That's right." Qin Xiang nodded and continued. "In the core region of the magical Beast Mountain Range, there is a huge palace. According to legend, there is a magic treasure deep within the palace." At this point, Qin Xiang glanced at the red demon's sword in Ningyu's hand and said calmly, "By a conservative estimate, the magical treasure in the depths of the palace is hundreds of times better than your flying sword." Puff! Hearing Qin Xiang's words, the Dark Emperor couldn't help but laugh out loud. "Hundreds of times better than the red demon's sword? You really dare to say that?" The red demon's sword was a flying sword that had a sword spirit. The barrier in front of him could only be broken by a Fate Realm martial artist, at the very least. "Let me do it." Seeing that Ningyu did not move forward, the Dark Emperor roared and directly shot out. Rumble! The Dark Emperor did not hold back at all, and his powerful attack landed on the barrier. An earth-shattering sound rang out, and a gap appeared in the barrier. His powerful attack only caused a gap in the barrier, and the Dark Emperor was a little unhappy. He felt that he had lost face, and he attacked again, wanting to blast open a big gap. Bang! Before the Dark Emperor could move, Ningyu grabbed his tail and threw him into the barrier. Then, Ningyu and the others did not hesitate and entered the barrier. Buzz buzz. As soon as Ningyu and the others entered the barrier suddenly closed. This barrier is very strange. Ningyu turned around and glanced at the barrier, and then said in a deep voice, "Lightning Wolf King, Dark Emperor, you guys take the back. Qin Xiang and I, Red Fiend, and Lu Wei will be in the middle. Let's go." Although Qin Xiang said it lightly, Ningyu did not really believe her. In this unfamiliar place, if anything happened, the consequences would be unimaginable. It was always right to be careful. Sha. Reality proved that Ningyu's worries were unnecessary. At their full speed, they arrived at the edge of the second large region in the depths of the magical Beast Mountain range after about 2 hours. Inner region. Just like the forbidden area, there was also a barrier in the inner region. Boom! The Dark Emperor also took the initiative to attack, and a powerful attack landed on the barrier. This time, the Dark Emperor had clearly miscalculated. Even though he had unleashed his most powerful attack, he was still unable to blast open the barrier. Not even the slightest ripple could be stirred up. I don't believe it. Failing to blast open the barrier, the Dark Emperor was instantly enraged. He stomped on the ground and charged out once more. Bang! However, just as the Dark Emperor arrived at the edge of the barrier, his body was struck by the terrifying impact from within the barrier, and he was forced back dozens of feet before he could stabilize his body. Ooh! Chapter 909. Comparison Roar. What responded to the Dark Emperor was a deafening roar. Not good. It's a rank 8 demonic beast, the golden-eyed bull. The Lightning Wolf King's face changed upon hearing the deafening roar, revealing a trace of fear. A rank 8 demonic beast was equivalent to a human sovereign realm cultivator. Some pinnacle rank 8 demonic beasts were even comparable to an Earth Supreme realm cultivator. Li Yi. What shocked the Lightning Wolf King even more was yet to come. Along with the golden-eyed bull's roar, another ear-piercing sound came from the inner region. Hiss! If the golden-eyed barbaric bull's roar had shocked the Lightning Wolf King, then this ear-piercing roar had made him suck in a breath of cold air. A pinnacle early rank 8 demonic beast. Fire Divine Eagle. Strictly speaking, the golden-eyed bull's strength was only equivalent to a pinnacle first-grade human sovereign, while the golden-eyed bull's strength was equivalent to a second-grade human sovereign. Judging from the sound, it seemed that the golden-eyed bull was fighting with the Fire Divine Eagle. As for the Dark Emperor, he was just coincidentally caught in the shockwave. How unlucky! The Dark Emperor had the urge to curse. His strength was only at the early phase manifestation realm, so he could fight against pinnacle manifestation realm demonic beasts. But against a half-step sovereign or first-grade human sovereign, he would only be left with a grudge. What do we do now? After cursing, the Dark Emperor looked at Ningyu and asked. Swish! Just when the Dark Emperor finished speaking, another huge shock wave came from the other side of the barrier. Everyone retreat. Sensing the terrifying shock wave, Ningyu's face changed drastically. He grabbed Lu Wei's arm and quickly retreated. Rumble! In the next moment, 2 massive beings broke through the barrier and appeared before Ningyu and the rest. Looking at the 2 behemoths in the air and the terrifying aura they exuded, even though Ningyu was mentally prepared, he still couldn't help but suck in a breath of cold air. Terrifying. Extremely terrifying. Extremely terrifying. From the looks of it, the Lightning Wolf King's guess was right. Early phase 8 demonic beast, golden-eyed bull, had the strength of a pinnacle first-grade human sovereign. Peak early 8th grade demonic beast, Fire Divine Condor, 2nd grade early human supreme martial artist strength. Golden-Eye Bull, I advise you to quickly hand that thing over. Otherwise, today will be the day you die. In midair, the Fire Divine Condor merely glanced at Ningyu's group before choosing to ignore them. Instead, it spoke coldly to the golden-eyed bull before it. You want the treasure that I've guarded for decades? Why don't you see if you have the ability? The golden-eyed barbaric bull grinned and said in a deep voice, "Don't be fooled by the fact that your strength has reached the second-grade sovereign realm. Your offensive power is limited, and it's impossible for you to break through my defense. In that case, let's give it a try." The fire divine condor let out a low roar. The wings on its back flapped rapidly as it rushed out in an instant. Roar! The golden-eyed barbaric bull's eyes turned cold, and it opened its mouth and roared out a terrifying shockwave. Retreat again. When he saw the shockwaves from the golden-eyed bull's roar, Ningyu immediately made a decision to retreat again. Compared to Zhu Zhan's dragon elephant roar, the shockwave from the golden-eyed bull's roar was much more powerful. Ningyu knew that if it was just him, it wouldn't matter even if he stayed behind. Most importantly, Lu Wei was also here, and he had to protect Lu Wei's safety. Swish! Thus, Ningyu and the rest retreated rapidly, only stopping after they had retreated far away. Gulp! When they saw the battle between the golden-eyed bull and the leaf fire divine condor, Ningyu and the rest swallowed a mouthful of saliva. This was a true battle between demonic beasts. Ningyu looked at the lightning wolf king, then looked at the golden-eyed bull in midair. His meaning was self-evident. They were both first-grade sovereign realm cultivators, so why was there such a huge difference in their strength? The lightning wolf king's face was filled with embarrassment. Although he was a first-grade sovereign realm cultivator, he was still worlds apart from the golden-eyed bull and the leaf fire divine condor. The golden-eyed bull and the leaf fire divine condor are overlord-level demonic beasts, even in the core region of the magical beast mountain range. The lightning wolf king felt that he should explain. Otherwise, it would be awkward if Ningyu thought that he didn't use his full strength in the previous battle. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. Qin Xiang frowned and murmured. At this time, it's impossible for the demonic beasts in the inner region to come to the forbidden area unless something happened in the core region. Anything that happened has nothing to do with us. The Dark Emperor rolled his eyes at Qin Xiang and said indifferently, "We have two choices now. First, leave the magical beast mountain range. Second, wait for the battle between the golden-eyed bull and the leaf fire divine condor to end before slowly entering the inner region." It's impossible to leave. Ningyu pondered for a moment, then looked at Qin Xiang and said solemnly, "Since your destination is the core region of the magical beast mountain range, you must be prepared for such a situation." "I'm indeed prepared." Qin Xiang didn't want to hide anything. She took out a jade bottle and threw it to Ningyu. There's an aura concealment pill inside. It can hide from demonic beasts and cultivators below grade 3 human supreme. Aura concealment pill. Taking out a white elixir from the jade bottle, Ningyu revealed a shocked expression. Aura concealment pill, a top-notch grade 8 elixir. Compared to concealment techniques, the aura concealment pill was much more powerful. Concealment techniques were affected by one's soul power and cultivation, but the aura concealment pill was different. Any cultivator that consumed the aura concealment pill could hide their aura for a short period of time. Even a grade 3 human supreme wouldn't be able to detect them. "Everyone take one. Take it now." Ningyu didn't hesitate and immediately distributed the elixir in the jade bottle. It's indeed effective. After the Dark Emperor and the rest consumed the aura concealment pill, Ningyu's worries were slightly alleviated. Even with his powerful senses, he couldn't detect the Dark Emperor's true cultivation. Looking at him, the Dark Emperor didn't have any energy fluctuations and was no different from an ordinary person. Look, the golden-eyed bull and the leaf flaming divine condor are about to determine the victor. At this moment, the Dark Emperor pointed at the two demonic beasts fighting in the sky. Russell. Hearing that, everyone shifted their gazes towards the sky. The leaf flaming divine condor flapped its wings and opened its beak, spitting out a purple flame. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. Just as the golden-eyed bull had said, the flame spat out by the leaf flaming divine condor couldn't even break through its defenses. Dying. The golden-eyed bull's expression was cold as it used its horns to stab the leaf flaming divine condor's wings. Whoosh! Comparatively speaking, the leaf flaming divine condor's defenses were much weaker. Furthermore, the golden-eyed bull's horns were exceptionally hard. Without a doubt, the leaf flaming divine condor's wings were pierced by the horns. Rustle. At this crucial moment, the leaf flaming divine condor opened its beak again and spat out a waist-thick flame. Roar. This flame seemed to be extremely terrifying, causing the golden-eyed bull to roar. Swish. Right at this moment, a golden cold light suddenly shot out from the golden-eyed bull's body. Chapter 9:10. A mysterious figure swish. Swish. The golden radiance was extremely fast, arriving before Ningyu in the blink of an eye. Demonic beast core. Seeing the true appearance of the golden radiance, Ningyu's face was filled with ecstasy. After the ecstasy, he flew out and grabbed the golden demonic beast core. Go in. Ningyu did not observe the grade of the core, but threw it into his storage ring. Bang! Bang! Ningyu had just put away the inner core. Before he could leave, the golden-eyed barbaric bull and the leaf flaming divine condor fell straight to the ground like kites with broken strings. Two crisp sounds rang out as the golden-eyed bull and leaf flaming divine condor landed heavily on the ground. Heavy injuries. Clearly, the golden-eyed bull and leaf flaming divine condor had suffered heavy injuries, causing their strength to drop significantly. Leaf flaming divine condor, don't even think about getting what I can't get. Although it had suffered heavy injuries, the golden-eyed bull still had a face filled with anger as it spoke fiercely. Oomph. You think I have no way of getting that core? The leaf flaming divine condor let out a cold snort before it let out a crisp cry. Screech. Whoosh. Along with the cry of the leaf flaming divine condor, a few colossal beings flew over from the distance. What? Seeing the approaching figures, the golden-eyed bull's face changed greatly, revealing a terrified expression for the first time. In the golden-eyed bull's view, it and the leaf flaming divine condor had both suffered heavy injuries, and it was a competition to see who could recover to their peak state first. Theoretically speaking, the golden-eyed bull's recovery ability was several times stronger than the leaf flaming divine condor's. If there were no accidents, it would definitely recover before the leaf flaming divine condor. However, the arrival of the leaf flaming divine condors had left the golden-eyed bull in despair. Another 4 leaf flaming divine condors. Far away, Ningyu and the rest looked at the 4 leaf flaming divine condors hovering in the air with grave expressions. The cultivation of these 4 leaf flaming divine condors were all at the half-step sovereign realm. With 4 half-step sovereign realm condors joining forces, they could at least contend with a pinnacle grade 1 sovereign. Go, snatch the demon beast core. Seeing that the 4 leaf fire divine condors were in position, the leaf fire divine condor king pointed at Ningyu and the others and berated them. Screech! Screech! The 4 flaming divine condors cried out a few times, then flapped their wings and attacked Ningyu and the others. Lightning Wolf King, you deal with 2 leaf flaming divine eagles first. Qin Xiang, and I will deal with 1 each. At this crucial moment, Ningyu hurriedly ordered, Dark Emperor, you and Fur Ball will be responsible for protecting Lu Wei. Whoosh! After giving the instructions, Ningyu wielded the Red Devil Sword and was the first to charge out. Roar! The Lightning Wolf King, on the other hand, held its breath. He had just been called useless by Ningyu. Now that he had a chance to show himself, he decided to kill the 2 leaf fire divine eagles and let Ningyu know how powerful he was. Bang! Dreams were plentiful, but reality was harsh. The Lightning Wolf King had just exchanged blows with the 2 leaf fire divine eagles when he was knocked back several feet. If it wasn't for the fact that his cultivation level was higher than the 2 leaf fire divine condors, he would have died long ago. Damn it! Lightning Wolf King, you deal with this leaf fire divine eagle. Leave the other 2 to me. Seeing that the Lightning Wolf King was so disappointing, Ningyu forced the leaf fire divine eagle to retreat and switch places with the Lightning Wolf King. At this time, the Lightning Wolf King did not pretend to be cool. He was very clear that with his strength, There was no way he could fight against two Leaf Fire Divine Eagles. If he continued to fight, only death would be waiting for him. Solitaire. Originally, Ningyu still had strength to spare when dealing with one Leaf Fire Divine Eagle. Now that he was dealing with two Leaf Fire Divine Eagles, he immediately felt the pressure increase. With a flick of his wrist, Ningyu slashed out several sword waves in succession. Whoosh! Several sword waves flew out at the same time. The scene was very spectacular. However, it was useless. After all, Solitaire was only the sixth form of the supreme 9-purity sword art. Its power was limited. If Ningyu were to use the seventh form of the supreme 9-purity sword art, he would probably be able to kill two Leaf Fire Divine Eagles who were half a step into the supremacy realm. But now swoosh! The two Leaf Fire Divine Condors flapped their wings and easily dispersed the sword waves. Moreover, the two Leaf Fire Divine Eagles even screeched and rushed toward Ningyu. 3 lives palm. Since the sword waves could not pose a threat to the Leaf Fire Divine Eagles, Ningyu directly put away the Red Devil Sword and instantly slapped out a shocking palm print. Chi-Chi. A huge blood-red palm print separated from Ningyu's right hand and blasted toward the Leaf Fire Divine Eagles at an extremely shocking speed. This time, Ningyu did not choose to split the 3 lives palm. Instead, he combined the 3 into 1, intending to kill one Leaf Fire Divine Eagle. One-on-one, Ningyu did have the advantage. But one-on-two, Ningyu did not have such an obvious advantage. If he could kill one of the Leaf Fire Divine Eagles, it would be a great relief to the situation. Facing the palm print that was speeding toward them, the two Leaf Fire Divine Eagles obviously did not take it seriously. They similarly flapped the wings on their back, intending to disperse the sword waves. Explode. This time, the two Leaf Fire Divine Eagles had obviously miscalculated. When the palm print arrived in front of them, Ningyu let out a low shout and directly detonated the palm print. Poof! Poof! Being affected by the aftermath of the 3 lives palm explosion, even though the two Leaf Fire Divine Eagles were powerful, it was inevitable that they would suffer a grievance. After killing the two Leaf Fire Divine Eagles, Ningyu looked at the battlefield where the Lightning Wolf King and Qin Xiang were. He directly sat down cross-legged and chose to recuperate. The reason why Ningyu did not go to help was that he had consumed too much energy and urgently needed to recover his strength. On the other hand, it was because the Lightning Wolf King and Qin Xiang had the upper hand. Poof! Poof! The Lightning Wolf King and Qin Xiang did not disappoint Ningyu. 10 minutes later, they killed the Leaf Fire Divine Eagles respectively. At this point, only 10 minutes had passed. All 4 Leaf Fire Divine Eagles that were half a step into the supremacy realm were all killed. Puffed. In the distance, the Leaf Fire Divine Eagle King saw that the 4 Leaf Fire Divine Eagles were killed and immediately spat out a large mouthful of blood. Its originally weak aura became even weaker. Ha! The golden-eyed bull was constantly paying attention to the battlefield where Ningyu was. When all 4 Leaf Fire Divine Eagles were killed, he immediately laughed loudly and said, "Leaf Fire Divine Eagles, it seems that the Leaf Fire Divine Eagles of your race are all soft persimmons. They look good, but are useless. Oof. Don't be too proud. I will recover soon. When that time comes, it will be your death." The Leaf Fire Divine Eagle snorted coldly. "I'm very sorry." However, just as the Leaf Fire Divine Eagle's voice fell, a voice rang in his ear. Ningyu moved his feet, and in the blink of an eye, he arrived in front of the Leaf Fire Divine Eagle and said, "You may not be able to recover to your peak state. Brat, even if I am severely injured now, killing you is as easy as taking something out of my pocket." The Leaf Fire Divine Eagle's eyes were extremely gloomy, and he scolded, "I advise you to quickly hand over the demonic beast inner cores. Otherwise, I will let you know what cruelty is. Since the demonic beast inner cores are in my hands, I will never hand them over." Ningyu continued, "In the past, you may not have handed over the demonic beast inner cores. But today, I'm afraid you will have to make an exception." Chapter 911. Buzz. 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 As soon as he finished speaking, the space shook and a few figures appeared in the area. The sudden appearance of the figures made Ning Yu's heart skip a beat, and his expression turned solemn. Hand over the demonic beast inner cores, and I can spare your life. Otherwise, you should know the consequences. Among the figures, a young martial artist who was the leader said calmly, "Wouldn't we lose face if we give you the inner cores just because you want them?" Before Ning Yu could speak, the Dark Emperor said coldly, "Moreover, there's a first-come, first-served rule for everything. The inner cores came to Ning Yu on their own. Why should I hand them over to you?" "Why? Hee. I'll let you know why." The young martial artist smiled faintly and then raised his eyebrows to his left and right. Swoosh! Beside the young martial art practitioner, the two late-stage creation realm martial art practitioners charged towards the Dark Emperor without saying a word. "You're courting death." Looking at the martial artists that were approaching him, the Dark Emperor had a vicious look in his eyes and dashed out like a bolt of lightning. "Keep them alive, Dark Emperor." The Dark Emperor had temporarily lost his mind, but Ning Yu was still clear-headed. If he killed someone just because of what they said, he would be no different from a homicidal maniac. No, it should be a homicidal maniac. Even if he wanted to kill someone, he had to give them a chance first. "Oh." Upon hearing Ning Yu's arrogant words, the leading young martial artist raised his eyebrows and said sinisterly, "Do you think that a dead dog at the early stage of the manifestation stage can kill my two companions? You're too naive. We'll only know if I'm naive or not after we fight." Ning Yu said calmly, "Oomph. Yiming and Jianchong are peerless geniuses ranked in the top 50 of the Nine Purity Palace. Do you think a mere black dog can kill them?" A peak creation realm martial artist next to the leading young martial artist said coldly, "Supreme Nine Purities Temple?" Hearing that, Ning Yu was stunned for a moment before his face darkened. The people from the Sovereign Nine Purities Palace were really lingering around like ghosts. First, it was Mu Tian, then Lu Qiong, and now this group of people. It seemed like he was destined to have an unresolved grudge with the people of the Supreme Nine Purities Temple in this life. Since that was the case, Ning Yu no longer interfered with the Dark Emperor and said in a clear voice, "Dark Emperor, if you want to kill, then kill, do not hold back." Roar. Originally, the Dark Emperor was already feeling angry that he couldn't use his full strength. Now that he heard Ning Yu's words, he roared towards the sky and unleashed 100% of his strength. F***CK. Is there something wrong with my ears? Shouldn't dogs bark? I'm also curious as to why this dog is barking. Yiming, Jianchong, you must keep it alive. We need to examine this black dog carefully. Yes, after the inspection, wouldn't it be wonderful to have a pot of dog meat soup? The Dark Emperor's unconventional roar caused the surrounding martial artists to cry out in alarm. However, these cries were obviously not friendly to the Dark Emperor. These unfriendly cries completely infuriated the Dark Emperor, and he swept his tail at Yiming. Not only was the Dark Emperor's tail fast, but it was also extremely powerful. Child's play. In Yiming's eyes, the Dark Emperor's tail was very ordinary, and he did not take it seriously at all. Smack! Reality proved that there was a price to pay for seeing the opponent clearly during a battle. Yiming paid a heavy price for his carelessness. The Dark Emperor's tail, which was like a 10,000-year-old cold iron, slammed into Yiming's body, and Yiming was knocked back several meters. Puffed. Yiming opened his mouth and spat out a mouthful of blood, and his aura dropped from the late-stage manifestation state to the early-stage manifestation state. What? Impossible. Absolutely impossible. Yiming is a late-stage manifestation state cultivator. How could he be defeated by a black dog? How is that black dog so powerful? It can defeat Yiming, who is a late-stage manifestation state cultivator. The discussion that reached his ears made the young martial artist who was the leader look terrible. He was mocking Ning Yu and the black dog just now. Who would have thought that he would be slapped in the face a few minutes later? Jianchong, you should know what to do. The young martial artist said in a deep voice. Senior brother Inhua, don't worry. I'll let this damn dog know what it means to be puffed. Jianchong clenched his fists and said fiercely. However, before Jian Chong could finish his sentence, his eyes widened, and his body fell to the ground like a kite with a broken string. Bang! Soon, Jian Chong fell to the ground with his face on the ground. Gulp! Seeing that Jian Chong was defeated, Yinhua's face instantly darkened and became very ugly. He was slapped in the face again and again. As the third-ranked genius of the Supreme Nine Purities Temple, how could Yinhua tolerate this? There was a saying in the Supreme Nine Purities Temple that other than the top 3 geniuses on the genius ranking, the rest were all mediocre. However, that was also relative. In the entire Sky Demon territory, the geniuses of the Supreme Nine Purities Temple were all top-notch. Now, they were defeated by a black dog one after another. If word got out, the Supreme Nine Purities Temple would definitely become the target of ridicule by the other major forces. Very well. Yinhua took a deep breath and suddenly unleashed his aura. Half-step Supreme Realm. Sensing the terrifying aura that Yinhua exuded, Ningyu frowned slightly and vaguely felt that something was not right. Higuan once said that even Tin Lu Qiong would not be a match for Yinhua. Ningyu knew that Lu Qiong's combat power was still very strong. Under this premise, it was very likely that Yinhua's cultivation was not at half-step Supreme Realm. Hand over the core, and I'll spare your lives, Yinhua said in a deep voice. Since the core is in my hands, there's no way I'll hand it over. Ningyu still looked calm and unmoved. It's not up to you to decide whether to hand it over or not. Yinhua snorted coldly. I've never failed to get what I want. I'm sorry, but you might fail this time. Ningyu shrugged. Go. Don't leave a single one alive. Yinhua waved his hand and issued the death order. Roar. As soon as Yinhua issued the order, an earth-shattering roar entered his ears. Hearing that, Yinhua's expression changed drastically and he hurriedly turned around. On the other side, the golden-eyed bull roared at the sky and stood up again. Moreover, the golden-eyed bull exuded a terrifying aura and did not seem to be injured at all. Screech! As the golden-eyed bull stood up, the leaf fire divine eagle also cried at the sky and flapped its wings, flying into the sky. Damn it! Seeing the golden-eyed bull and leaf fire divine eagle gradually recovering their combat power, Yinhua cursed in his heart. Then he rolled his eyes and said in a clear voice, Chapter 9:12. Demon Beast Inner Core. Even though Yinhua was very confident in his own strength, he was definitely unwilling to go head-to-head with the Leaf Fire Divine Eagle and the Golden-Eyed Barbaric Bull. Even if he could kill the Golden-Eyed Barbaric Bull and the Leaf Fire Divine Condor, he would still suffer heavy injuries and not obtain any substantial benefits. Rather than that, it was better to sit on the mountain and watch the tigers fight. Golden-Eyed Bull, it's meaningless for us to continue fighting like this. In my opinion, why don't we deal with these small fries first? In mid-air, the Leaf Fire Divine Condor rolled its eyes and said, After we kill these small fries, we'll settle this. All right, you go and deal with the small shrimps that came later. Leave the shrimps that came before to me. The golden-eyed barbaric bull's mind stirred, and it directly flashed out explosively, charging towards Ningyu and the others. Don't look at how the golden-eyed barbaric bull looked very boorish on the surface. He was very meticulous in his heart. The demon beast's inner core was with Ningyu. If he chose to deal with Ningyu and the others, he would definitely be able to obtain the demon beast's inner core. Moreover, compared to Yinhua and the others, Ningyu and the others were much weaker. Humph! I'll let you show off for a while. Although the golden-eyed bull was scheming, the Leaf Fire Divine Condor was no fool. The Leaf Fire Divine Condor clan did not only have 4 Leaf Fire Divine Condors that were half a step into the Supremacy realm. As long as he persevered for a while longer, when the rest of the Leaf Fire Divine Condor clan arrived, the golden-eyed barbaric bull would definitely have nowhere to run. Go! When he saw the golden-eyed bull charging towards him, Ningyu let out a low bellow. He drew the red demon sword and was the first to face the golden-eyed bull. Swoosh! Since Ningyu had already made his move, the Lightning Wolf King and Qin Xiang didn't stay idle either. They rushed out in unison and cooperated with Ning Yu to fight the golden-eyed bull. Kid, hand over the demon beast core, and I can consider leaving your corpse intact. Initially, the golden-eyed barbaric bull thought that he could easily kill Ning Yu and the others. However, the more he fought, the more apprehensive he became. The combat strength of Ning Yu and the others could only be described as terrifying. Qin Xiang and the Lightning Wolf King were fine, especially Ning Yu. He was only at the middle stage of the creation realm, so why was he so powerful? After fighting for a while, the golden-eyed bull stopped in midair and spoke in a low voice. How can I hand over the demon beast core that is already in my hands? Ning Yu said coldly. All right, you are indeed arrogant. I will let you know what cruelty is. The golden-eyed bull sneered, then forced the Lightning Wolf King and Qin Xiang away, using the horn on its head to stab Ning Yu. Be careful. Seeing this, the Dark Emperor hurriedly warned. The golden-eyed barbaric bull's entire body was extremely tough. However, if one had to say which part was the toughest, it would undoubtedly be its horns. If Ning Yu was unlucky enough to be pierced by the golden-eyed bull's horn, he would probably be pierced through. Kill him. At this critical juncture, Ning Yu channeled the vital energy in his sea of knowledge into the red demon's sword and slashed it through the air. Swoosh! The red demon's sword struck the golden-eyed barbaric bull's horn, but the shock and pain that came from the area between his thumb and index finger still caused Ning Yu to gasp. Ha ha! You want to go against my horn with a lousy flying sword? Needless to say, you're truly too naive. The golden-eyed bull couldn't help but roar with laughter when it saw Ning Yu retreat. However, the golden-eyed bull's wild laughter had only just sounded out when it stopped abruptly. Crack! A clear and resounding sound resounded. Impossible. Subsequently, the golden-eyed bull roared hysterically. The intense pain that came from his horn caused the golden-eyed bull to reveal an expression of disbelief. I'll tear you apart. At this moment, the golden-eyed bull was utterly furious. It roared furiously once more, and then its figure flashed with the intention of charging at Ning Yu. Golden-eyed bull, aren't you a little stupid? Ning Yu shrugged. He glanced at the other side of the battlefield and said indifferently, The flaming divine eagle is much smarter. The golden-eyed bull stopped on the spot and looked in the direction of Ning Yu's gaze. This glance caused the golden-eyed bull to reveal a ferocious look in its eyes. The flaming divine eagle was very smart. On the surface, the flaming divine eagle and Yinhua's battle was in full swing. However, as a terrifying demon beast like the golden-eyed bull, it was naturally able to determine the actual situation with ease. The flaming divine eagle and Yinhua weren't using their full strength. What are you doing, flaming divine eagle? The golden-eyed bull berated furiously. I'm fighting with my life on the line here, but you're rigging the battle over there. Let's go. The flaming divine eagle didn't have much of a reaction when it heard the golden-eyed bull's berating. Instead, Yinhua tore space apart and dashed towards the depths of the mountain range. Swoosh! Swoosh! With Yinhua gone, there was no need for the remaining geniuses of the Supreme Nine Purities Temple to stay. They followed closely behind Yinhua and disappeared. After Yinhua and the rest completely disappeared, the flaming divine eagle flew over to the golden-eyed bull's side and said indifferently, Don't make a fuss. It's nothing big. Humph. Easy for you to say. The golden-eyed bull snorted coldly and said, I think you won't shed a tear until you see your coffin. Do you really think that I don't dare to make a move against you? I never said that you don't dare to make a move against me. The flaming divine eagle smiled faintly and said, I'm not targeting you. I just want to say that you're a stupid bull. You dare to call me a stupid bull? I'll tear you apart. The golden-eyed bull was furious to the extreme. It was a golden-eyed bull, and the flaming divine eagle actually called it a stupid bull. In fact, the golden-eyed bull temporarily gave up on Ning Yu and turned to charge towards the flaming divine eagle. Screech! However, the golden-eyed bull had just taken a few steps when a cry sounded out from the void. Whoosh! Following that, several flaming divine eagles tore through the void and appeared in front of the flaming divine eagle king. Looking at the sudden appearance of several flaming divine eagles and sensing the terrifying aura they emitted, Ningyu could not help but gasp. 8 flaming divine eagles, 4 half-step supremes, and 4 first-grade mortal supremes. Even a golden-eyed bull found this lineup a little tricky. I have a reason for calling you a stupid bull. With the arrival of its companions, the flaming divine eagle was instantly filled with confidence and said indifferently, "Originally, we only recovered about half of our combat power. What do you have to fight me now? With your intelligence, you actually want to fight with me for the demonic beast core? Why don't you look in the mirror and see what you look like? Kid, hand over the demonic beast core, and I can spare your life and let you leave." Following that, the flaming divine eagle looked at Ningyu and said, "I'm a man of my word. You don't have to worry about my credibility at all." Hearing that, Ningyu's eyes flickered uncertainly. The flaming divine eagle was not in a hurry. He already had the absolute advantage anyway. As long as he kept his guard up against the golden-eyed bull, it would be logical for him to obtain the demonic beast core. After a while, Ningyu took out the demonic beast core from his storage ring. Chapter 9:13. Run. Throw the demon beast core over. The Leaf Fire Divine Condor did not hide the ecstasy in its eyes as it said to Ningyu, "I'll spare your life." This demonic beast cultivation was at least a 6th-grade human sovereign when it was alive. Ningyu did not answer the Leaf Fire Divine Condor's question directly. Instead, he used a bit of his perception to probe the inner core of the demon beast in his hand. The inner core of a demonic beast with the strength of a 6th-grade human supreme. No wonder the Leaf Fire Divine Eagle and the Golden-Eyed Bull would fight for it. The Leaf Flaming Divine Eagle was a Grade 2 human sovereign, while the Golden-Eyed Bull was a peak Grade 1 human sovereign. There was no doubt that between the two of them, no matter who refined this demonic beast core, their strength would increase by a small level. What are you waiting for? Hurry up and toss the core over. Seeing Ningyu's actions, the Leaf Fire Divine Condor berated. Swish, 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 swish. As the Leaf Fire Divine Condor's voice faded, the figures of the 4 half-step Supreme Being Leaf Fire Divine Condors flashed and landed beside Ningyu. This time, there were a total of 8 Leaf Fire Condors. 4 of them were at the half-step Supremacy stage, and 4 were at the first-grade Human Supremacy stage. The Grade 1 Sovereign Leaf Fire Divine Condor placed all its attention on the golden-eyed Barbaric Bull, guarding against any sudden attacks from it. As for the other 4 half-step Honorable Realm Demonic Beasts, they would be used to pressure Ningyu. Brat, if you dare give the Demonic Beast Inner Core to the Leaf Flaming Divine Condor, I will definitely cut you into 8 pieces. The Leaf Fire Divine Condor wanted the Demonic Beast Core. The Golden-Eyed Barbaric Bull naturally wanted it too. Seeing the 4 Fire God Condors closing in on Ningyu, the Golden-Eyed Bull said in a deep voice, "If you're sensible, quickly toss the Demonic Beast Core to me. I can guarantee your safety." Ha ha ha! The Leaf Fire Divine Condor raised its head and laughed wildly. Then it said coldly, "Golden-Eyed Barbaric Bull, do you really think you can guarantee that kid's safety?" Swish, 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 swish. The 4 Grade 1 Human Sovereign Leaf Fire Divine Condors understood and immediately surrounded the Golden-Eyed Barbaric Bull. Humph! How dare a few stray birds be so arrogant? The Golden-Eyed Barbaric Bull snorted coldly. Screech! The Golden-Eyed Barbaric Bull's cold snort became effuse. 4 Grade 1 Human Sovereign Leaf Fire Divine Condors rushed out together. Their target was the Golden-Eyed Barbaric Bull. Roar! The Golden-Eyed Bull wouldn't just sit and wait for death. His 4 hooves stomped on the ground, and his body rushed out like lightning, engaging in a great battle with the 4 Fire Divine Condors. Although the Golden-Eyed Barbaric Bull had suffered heavy injuries and had yet to recover to its peak state, its battle prowess was still very formidable. The 4 Grade 1 Human Sovereign Leaf Fire Divine Condors were actually at a complete disadvantage. Furthermore, at this rate, It wouldn't be long before all 4 flaming divine eagles were killed. I'll ask you one last time. Are you going to hand over the demonic beast core or not? The Leaf Fire Divine Condor King's expression turned ugly as he turned to Ningyu and said coldly, "The inner core of a 6th grade human supreme realm demonic beast." Ningyu's eyes turned rapidly, and then he gritted his teeth and said in a deep voice, "If you want the core, we'll have to see if you have the ability." As soon as he finished speaking, Ningyu rose from the ground and flew into the distance. The moment he flew out, Ningyu transmitted his voice to the Dark Emperor and the rest. "I'll lure these Leaf Fire Divine Condors away first. You guys must ensure Lu Wei's safety." With that, without waiting for the Dark Emperor's reply, Ningyu raised his speed to the limit and disappeared in the blink of an eye. Damn it! Chase! The Leaf Fire Divine Condor didn't expect Ningyu to be so fast. He cursed inwardly and flapped his wings to fly out. Whoosh! Behind the Leaf Fire Divine Condor, the 4 half-supreme realm Leaf Fire Divine Condors also dashed out and gave chase. "Where are you going?" The golden-eyed bull's expression changed drastically when he saw Ningyu and the rest leaving. In the next instant, the golden-eyed bull forced the 4-grade, 1 human supreme realm Leaf Fire Divine Condors away and chased after Ningyu. The golden-eyed bull wasn't a fool. The demonic beast core was in Ningyu's hands. If he continued to fight here, he probably wouldn't even get any leftovers. The Leaf Fire Divine Condor was, after all, a grade 2 human supreme realm Leaf Fire Divine Condor. In the golden-eyed bull's opinion, it was only a matter of time before Ningyu was killed. As long as he could find Ningyu before Ningyu was killed, he could prevent the demonic beast core from being obtained by the Leaf Fire Divine Condor. What should we do? After Ningyu and the rest had completely disappeared, the Lightning Wolf King opened his mouth and asked, "What else can we do?" One word, wait. Qin Xiang couldn't be bothered with the Lightning Wolf King. She sat down beside a huge tree and closed her eyes to rest. The Lightning Wolf King revealed an awkward expression and chose to wait by the side. "Dark Emperor, Ningyu should be fine, right?" Lu Wei looked worriedly in the direction that Ningyu had left in and whispered, "It's fine." With the red skin following him, Ningyu shouldn't be in any danger. The Dark Emperor squeezed out a smile. In fact, the Dark Emperor was also worried about Ningyu's safety. After all, the Leaf Fire Divine Condor and the Golden-Eyed Bull weren't just for show. Their strength was heaven-defying. Not to mention the fact that Ningyu was only in the intermediate manifestation realm. Even if Ningyu was in the pinnacle manifestation realm, it would still be difficult for him to have a good time. However, beside Lu Wei, the Dark Emperor didn't dare to show a trace of worry. If Lu Wei were to unleash her extreme physique, he wouldn't be able to withstand it. Swish, swish, swish. In the depths of the magical Beast Mountain Range, a few figures streaked across the sky as they rapidly advanced. Taking a closer look, the one at the front was a cultivator in the intermediate manifestation realm. Behind this warrior was a grade 2 human supreme realm Leaf Fire Divine Condor. Behind the Leaf Fire Divine Condor were 4 half-sovereign Leaf Fire Divine Condors. Behind them were the Golden-Eyed Bull and 4 grade 1 sovereign Leaf Fire Divine Condors. "Brat, you won't be able to escape. Hand over the demonic beast core or die." The Leaf Fire Divine Condor berated as he tried his best to increase his speed. "You want me to stop? How is that possible?" Ningyu didn't even bother to look back at the Leaf Fire Divine Condor. At this moment, he only had one thought in his mind, and that was to escape. In fact, Ningyu didn't even hesitate to burn his blood essence to increase his speed. Ningyu was clear that he would definitely die if the Leaf Fire Divine Condor caught up to him. There was still a chance of survival if he escaped, so why not? Damn it! Seeing that Ningyu didn't have any reaction, the Leaf Fire Divine Condor scolded, "Don't let me catch up to you, or I'll cut you into pieces." "There are plenty of people who want to cut me into pieces. Who the hell do you think you are?" Ningyu curled his lips and increased his speed once again, increasing the distance between him and the Leaf Fire Divine Condor. The Leaf Fire Divine Condor was furious. No matter what, it was a flying demonic beast. If it couldn't even catch up to an intermediate manifestation realm cultivator, how is it going to establish itself in the magical Beast Mountain range? Screech. Therefore, the leaf fire divine condor screeched to the sky, and the wings on its back flapped rapidly. Its speed instantly doubled. This time, the leaf fire divine condor and Ning, you were getting closer and closer. At this speed, Ning, you would be caught up in at most 3 minutes. Chapter 9:14. Swallow. No, I have to think a way to shake them off. Ningyu fled at full speed while quickly thinking of a countermeasure. Ningyu was still very self-aware. He knew that once he was caught, the consequences would be unimaginable. Being killed would be the lightest punishment. Given the leaf flaming divine condor's rage, it was very likely that it would cut him into pieces. Drip, drip. Time passed by the minutes and seconds. In the depths of the magical Beast Mountain range, Ningyu was constantly fleeing. Although Ningyu's speed was getting faster and faster, the distance between him and the leaf flaming divine condor was getting shorter and shorter. Screw it. 2.5 minutes later, Ningyu gritted his teeth and made an extremely bold decision. Crack! With a flick of his wrist, Ningyu directly threw the demonic beast core into his mouth. A crisp sound rang out. Ningyu swallowed the demon beast's inner core in one gulp. What? The leaf flaming divine condor's eyes were very sharp. He saw Ningyu's actions at a glance. After Ningyu swallowed the demonic beast core into his stomach, the leaf flaming divine condor was even momentarily stunned. Swish! It was during this short period of time that the leaf flaming divine condor was caught up to by the golden-eyed bull. Boom! The golden-eyed bull had always held a grudge against the leaf flaming divine condor. Now that it had caught up to the leaf flaming divine condor, it did not say anything and immediately launched a terrifying attack. The leaf flaming divine condor's attention was completely focused on Ningyu. It did not even have time to react to the golden-eyed bull's sneak attack. Bang! Its body fell heavily onto the ground. The leaf flaming divine condor was instantly enraged. Golden-eyed bull, don't think that I don't dare to kill you. Idiot! The golden-eyed bull knocked down the leaf flaming divine condor with a single move. After leaving these words, it quickly chased after Ningyu. I'm so angry. When had the leaf flaming divine condor ever suffered such anger? The wings on its back flapped rapidly as it chased after the golden-eyed bull at an extremely shocking speed. At this moment, the leaf fire divine condor had one more person on its must-kill list. Be it Ningyu or the golden-eyed bull, the leaf fire divine eagle had to kill them all. Bang! Bang! Ningyu did not care about the enmity between the leaf flaming divine condor and the golden-eyed barbaric bull. After he swallowed the demonic beast's inner core, his heart let out thumping sounds from time to time. Along with this muffled sound, Ningyu clearly felt a ball of fire burning in his body. Suppress him. Ningyu immediately sent a portion of his soul force into his body and began to frantically suppress the demonic beast core. The inner core of a 6th grade human supreme realm demonic beast. Even though Ningyu was prepared, it was difficult for him to completely suppress this kind of violent energy. Chi-chi. Strands of energy flowed out from the edge of the seal and entered Ningyu's sea of consciousness. I need to find a place to refine this energy. As the energy in his sea of consciousness increased, the pressure on Ningyu increased. In the end, Ningyu's face even became distorted. A cave. Just at this moment, a cave appeared not far away. The sudden appearance of the cave caused Ningyu's face to be filled with joy. Without caring about anything else, Ningyu directly increased his speed and entered the cave in front of the leaf flaming divine condor and the golden-eyed bull. Darkness. The moment he entered the cave, Ningyu saw endless darkness. There was not a single trace of light in his eyes. Ningyu would not foolishly light up the cave. He wished that the cave would remain dark. Following the cave, Ningyu continuously increased his speed, getting further and further away from the cave entrance. Whoosh! At the same time, at the entrance of the cave, the leaf flaming divine condor and the golden-eyed bull met. Neither of them wanted to give way. I advise you to get lost. Otherwise, I'll let you know what regret is. The leaf flaming divine condor scolded. I've never known regret. Now that the demonic beast core is in the cave, I don't think that kid will be able to refine it in a short period of time. Let's settle this here, the golden-eyed bull said coldly. You want to settle this with me? The leaf flaming divine condor agreed with the golden-eyed bull's words from the bottom of his heart. There is no way that Ning Yu could refine the demonic beast core of a 6th-grade human sovereign. It was estimated that after a while, Ning Yu would explode because of the powerful energy. Cut the crap. Hand over your life. The golden-eyed bull roared and immediately charged out. His target was the golden-eyed bull. Stop him. Although the leaf flaming divine condor wanted to kill the golden-eyed bull, he knew what was more important. The demonic beast core. As long as he stopped the golden-eyed bull, he could enter the cave and obtain the demonic beast core. Under this premise, the leaf flaming divine condor naturally did not want to fight the golden-eyed bull head-on. Die! The golden-eyed bull's eyes widened. Then several cold rays of light shot out from its eyes. Swish! Swish! The speed of the cold rays was very fast. It was so fast that the 4 half-step supreme Li flaming divine condors were struck by the cold rays and died on the spot before they could even react. The reason why the golden-eyed bull was called the golden-eyed bull was because of its eyes. Every once in a while, the golden-eyed bull's eyes would shoot out a cold ray of light. The might of the cold ray of light went without saying. It was rather powerful. The 4 half-step supreme being Li fire divine condors didn't even have the time to blink before they were annihilated. Swish! Swish! After casually killing the 4 half-step supreme Li flaming divine condors, the golden-eyed bull attacked once again. Its target was the Li flaming divine condor emperor. However, this time, the 4 first-grade supreme Li flaming divine condors blocked the Li flaming divine condor emperor, blocking the cold ray of light that shot out from the golden-eyed bull's eyes. Poochie! Without a doubt, under the powerful attack of the golden-eyed bull, the 4 first-grade supreme Li flaming divine condors died on the spot. Hand over your life. After killing 8 Li flaming divine condors, the golden-eyed bull's battle intent seemed to have soared to the peak. Lunatic! The Li flaming divine condor hurriedly dodged to the side and dodged the golden-eyed bull's fatal attack. Aren't you afraid of dying from the backlash of using your eyes so excessively? The Li flaming divine condor berated. Backlash? It's enough to kill you before the backlash occurs. The golden-eyed bull seemed to be possessed. It completely ignored the Li flaming divine condor's advice and increased the intensity of its attack. Rumble. Fortunately, the Li flaming divine condor was fast enough and dodged the golden-eyed bull's cold ray attack. Even if it was hit by a ray of cold ray, it would be enough to make the Li flaming divine condor suffer. Lunatic, what a lunatic. After dodging the golden-eyed bull's attack, the Li flaming divine condor tore through the void and dashed towards the cave. I'll let you be smug for now. I'll settle the score with you after I obtain the demonic beast core. At this moment, the Li flaming divine condor thought to itself, what are you guys trying to do? However, just as the Li flaming divine condor arrived at the entrance of the cave, a loud roar rang in its ears before it could even enter. Hearing this, the Li flaming divine condor's expression changed drastically as it hurriedly retreated to the side. On the other side, the golden-eyed bull also stopped its attack in an instant as a look of shock appeared in its eyes. Whoosh! The next moment, Chapter 9:15. Refined Inner Core Hiss. Looking at the colossus that had suddenly appeared, the Inferno Divine Condor and the golden-eyed barbaric bull both gasped. Peak early 8th ranked demonic beast, gold-devouring demon lion. Among the early 8th ranked demonic beasts, the gold-devouring demon lion was undoubtedly the king. A peak early stage 8th order gold-devouring demon lion could even contend with some mid-stage 8th order demonic beasts. At this moment, the Li flaming divine condor's expression was especially ugly. because the metal-devouring demon lion's aura was locked onto him. If he dared to do anything, the metal-devouring demon lion would most likely strike. Even at its peak, the leaf fire divine condor could hardly compete with the metal-devouring demon lion, let alone now that it only had 70 to 80% of its peak strength. We're just passing by. We didn't know this was your territory. The leaf flaming divine condor forced himself to calm down and said awkwardly, "Humph, don't think that I'm easy to fool. You just want to enter the cave and steal my treasures." The metal-devouring demon lion let out a cold snort and immediately attacked the divine fire condor. The metal-devouring demon lion was called the metal-devouring demon lion because he liked to collect treasures. Obviously, the metal-devouring demon lion thought that the leaf fire divine condor was going to enter the cave to steal his treasures. He would definitely be angry. Rumble. In the face of such a powerful attack, the leaf fire divine condor flapped its wings hurriedly and flew towards the golden-eyed bull. Luckily, the leaf flaming condor was very fast. Otherwise, this attack from the metal-devouring demon lion would have been enough to send him to hell. Leaf fire divine condor, what are you trying to do? Seeing the leaf fire divine eagle flying in its direction, the golden-eyed barbaric ox's expression changed drastically, and it bellowed furiously. "What? You stupid cow. The most important thing right now is that we have a chance of survival if we join hands. Otherwise, we'll all die." The leaf fire divine condor had a long-term vision. If he and the golden-eyed bull split up and fled, given how terrifying the metal-devouring demon lion was, they would probably be caught before long. Rather than running away, he might as well stay and fight the metal-devouring demon lion. After all, the gold-devouring demon lion's cultivation was only at the pinnacle of the second-grade sovereign realm. If they attacked together, they might be able to hold on. "All right, I'll believe you this once." The golden-eyed barbaric bull shouted in a low voice, and then it joined the battlefield. "You two thieves, I will tear you apart." The metal-devouring demon lion's face was filled with rage. His cave was being peeped at. He definitely couldn't stand it. Only by killing the leaf flaming divine eagle and the golden-eyed barbaric bull would he be able to resolve the hatred in his heart. Meanwhile, in the deepest part of the cave, Ningyu looked at the huge pool in front of him and the white liquid in the pool. His mouth was slightly agape, and his face was filled with shock. Gulp. Swallowing a mouthful of saliva, Ningyu opened his mouth wide and said in disbelief, "It's all innate spirit dew." The innate spirit dew could only be produced in some special places. An ordinary early-stage manifestation realm martial artist would have an 80% chance of advancing to the mid-stage manifestation realm if he could obtain a few bottles of innate spirit dew. Now that there was such a big pond of innate spirit dew, how could Ningyu not be shocked? Rumble. Suddenly, the cave shook violently. There are people fighting outside. In an instant, Ningyu reacted. Not good. As soon as Ningyu came to his senses, he felt the demon beast core in his body changing. Crack! A faint sound came from within Ningyu's body, causing Ningyu's expression to change drastically. The demon beast core is about to shatter. I have to refine it completely. Ningyu gritted his teeth and jumped into the pool with a plop. The current situation did not allow Ningyu to think too much. Since he had swallowed the demon beast core, it meant that he had no way out. Under this premise, he could only refine the demon beast core with the innate spirit dew in order to have a chance of survival. Otherwise, when the battle between the golden-eyed barbaric bull and the leaf-flaming divine eagle ended, only death would await him. King dead. As soon as he jumped into the pool, Ningyu could not help but curse. Pain. Excruciating pain. It could be said that this pain surpassed all the pain that Ningyu had experienced in the past. Get in. Enduring the pain all over his body, Ningyu wrapped the demon beast core in his body with Yuan Qi and sent it into his consciousness. Crack, crack, crack. As soon as the demon beast core entered his consciousness, it shattered completely. Spiritual transformation technique. After the demon beast core shattered, Ningyu hurriedly activated the spiritual transformation technique and started to absorb the violent energy within the demon beast core. Puffed. 3 minutes later, Ningyu spat out a mouthful of fresh blood, and his face became distorted. Damn it, the energy is too violent. After all, it was a 6th-grade human supreme realm demon beast core. Even if Ningyu was prepared, he still could not handle it. The energy in his consciousness was completely violent and could not be suppressed. What should I do? Ningyu's eyes moved rapidly as he tried to think of a solution. Ningyu was well aware of his own situation. If he could not get rid of the excess energy in his consciousness would explode and he would die on the spot. Furthermore, apart from the violent energy in his consciousness, the endless innate spirit Du also entered Ningyu's body through his skin. The innate spirit Du in the pool was not any weaker than the 6th-grade human supreme realm demon beast core. The intense pain made Ningyu let out a hysterical roar. Swoosh! However, just when Ningyu was about to lose it, a cold light suddenly shot out from the storage ring. The Sprout of the World Tree. Looking at the Sprout of the World Tree floating in front of him, Ningyu's face was filled with joy. How could he forget about this bottomless pit? When the sprout was still in the bud stage, the rate at which it absorbed energy was already terrifying, and it often competed with Ningyu for energy. Now that he had a large amount of innate spirit Du in the 6th-grade human supreme realm demon beast core, it could even cause the sprout to evolve. Whoosh! Perhaps it had guessed what Ningyu was thinking. The sprout turned into a shadow and dived into the bottom of the pool to start devouring the innate spirit Du. The speed at which the sprout devoured the innate spirit Du was very fast. In just a few seconds, the amount of innate spirit Du in the pool had decreased significantly. All of you get out. This situation was clearly what Ningyu wanted to see. Therefore, with a thought, Ningyu used all his strength to force the energy in his mind out of his body. Beads of sweat appeared on his forehead, but Ningyu did not care about it at all. This could be said to be the most difficult moment Ningyu had experienced since his rebirth. Although Ningyu had encountered many dangers in the past, it was nothing compared to the current situation. There were only 2 possibilities. The sprout displayed its might and devoured 80 to 90% of the energy produced by the innate spirit Du and the demonic beast core, leaving only 10% for Ningyu. Under such circumstances, Ningyu might even be able to advance further and advance from the middle stage of the manifestation realm to the late stage of the manifestation realm. As for the second possibility, the sprout could not devour that much energy. Under such circumstances, it was highly likely that Ningyu would die in this cave. It was a moment of life and death. Chapter 9:16. Late Stage of Manifestation Realm. TSK. Inside the cave. Inside the cave. Ningyu had a ferocious look on his face. He was sweating profusely, but he did not dare to wipe it off. Because the speed at which the sprout was devouring the energy was simply too fast, the primordial spirit Du in the pool was decreasing at a speed visible to the naked eye. At this rate, it wouldn't be long before all the primordial spirit Du in the pool was completely devoured. As the primordial spirit Du continued to decrease, the sprout also underwent a huge change. The sprout grew bigger and bigger, gradually taking the shape of a sapling. Fortunately, Ningyu's attention was not on the sprout. Otherwise, he would definitely be distracted if he saw the changes in the sprout. The sprout was born from a branch of the world tree. Once it grew into a towering tree, it would be another world tree. If Ningyu could carry a world tree with him, what difference would it make from carrying a huge amount of Xingyang pills? Fortunately, as the sprout devoured the primordial spirit Du, Ningyu could feel the energy in his consciousness decreasing. He could not help but let out a long sigh. Most of the energy in Ningyu's consciousness was produced by the shattering of the demonic beast core. Now that more than half of it had been expelled, Ningyu was naturally very satisfied. Spiritual art. Time continued to pass. About an hour had passed. When Ningyu realized that 90% of the energy in his consciousness had been reduced, he hurriedly activated the spiritual art and began to refine the remaining energy in his consciousness. Wong. Even though there was only about 10% of the energy left from the shattering of the demonic beast core, Ningyu still did not dare to be careless. Even if there was only 10% of the energy left from the core of a 6th grade human supreme, it was still not something that a manifestation realm intermediate stage warrior like Ning Yu could completely contend against. Therefore, Ning Yu refined it slowly, not daring to be careless. Bam! Another half an hour passed. A muffled sound came from Ning Yu's sea of consciousness. Hearing the energy coming from his consciousness, Ning Yu quickly split a portion of his perception into his consciousness. Sensing the changes in his sea of consciousness, Ning Yu's expression turned a little strange. He had advanced from the middle stage of the creation realm to the late stage of the creation realm. It was obvious that even Ning Yu himself did not know how he could advance to the later stage of the blessed realm so quickly. There were no signs at all. Ning Yu had thought that he would need to completely refine the energy in his consciousness before he could advance to the later stage of the creation realm. He had not even refined half of it. How could he advance? Law of space. Suddenly, Ning Yu stared at the purple ball of light floating in his sea of consciousness. His heart was in turmoil. The other half of the energy in his sea of consciousness was actually swallowed and refined by this wisp of spatial law power. Whoosh! However, Ning Yu's shock did not last long before the law of space broke through his sea of consciousness and drilled into the pool. Ning Yu was dumbfounded. That was because the law of space was actually fighting with the world tree's sprout over the innate spirit dew. Originally, only the sprout of the world tree was swallowing the primordial spirit dew. The rate of reduction of the primordial spirit dew in the pool was not very fast. But with the addition of the spatial law, the primordial spirit dew was decreasing at a terrifying speed. Whoosh! A minute later, Ning Yu looked at the empty pool and could not help but swallow a mouthful of saliva. Wasn't this too terrifying? The speed at which the sprout of the world tree swallowed energy was already scary enough. He did not expect the speed at which the spatial law swallowed energy was even more terrifying. Oh, right. Now that I have advanced to the late stage of the creation realm, why don't I try to control the spatial law? Previously, Ning Yu only had the cultivation of the middle stage of the creation realm and had no way to control it all. Now that he had advanced to the late stage of the creation realm and had the help of the sprout of the world tree, he was very confident that he could control the spatial law. Ning Yu was a man of action. He immediately separated a portion of his soul force and slowly approached the spatial law. After all, if he missed this opportunity, he would not get another one. The spatial law was not like other things. As long as he could not control it, then it could leave at any time. Once the spatial law left, Ning Yu would really lose everything. Boom! Perhaps it felt the soul force approaching it. The spatial law immediately flew into the air and stared at Ning Yu like a tiger watching its prey. Swoosh! The sprout of the world tree had a stubborn temper. It was probably because the spatial law had competed with it for the innate spirit dew just now. Now, it bore a grudge and directly dealt with the spatial law together with Ning Yu. What's going on? When Ning Yu was fighting against the spatial law, he was very careful. However, the moment his soul force came into contact with the spatial law, Ning Yu discovered something fishy. The spatial law at this moment was actually strong in appearance, but weak in reality. It could not resist at all. Could it be that it has swallowed too much innate spirit dew and is unable to refine it by itself? Ning Yu thought of this possibility. After all, the sprout of the world tree was backed by the world tree. The speed at which it refined energy was not just for show. Comparatively speaking, the spatial law was much weaker. Under such circumstances, Ning Yu was able to completely control the law of space without any effort. Now I have it easy. Ning Yu let out a long sigh of relief. That was close. If not for the spatial law being so greedy, he would not have been able to completely control the spatial law. Now, Not only had he advanced to the late stage of the manifestation realm, he had also completely controlled the spatial law. A martial artist with laws was much stronger than a martial artist with a domain, according to Ning Yu's estimation. If he did not use the spatial law and used all his trump cards, he should be able to fight against a grade 2 supreme martial artist, or even kill one. However, if he encountered a grade 2 supreme martial artist with a domain, Ning Yu would have no way to fight back. Of course, it could not be a grade 2 supreme martial artist with an embryonic domain like the talisman supremacy. However, as long as he used the spatial law, even if he encountered a grade 2 supreme martial artist with a domain, Ning Yu would be able to directly kill him. Buzz. At this moment, the sprout of the world tree suddenly shook in mid-air. Then, an extremely terrifying energy shot out from it. Feedback energy. This action of the sprout was very familiar to Ning Yu. In the past, when the sprout was still a flower bud, it would often feedback energy. However, now that Ning Yu had just advanced to the late stage of the manifestation realm, he could not accept the energy feedback from the sprout. Right. Suddenly, Ning Yu thought of a countermeasure. Ning Yu waved his hands and took out the phantom armor from his storage ring. The phantom armor was the treasure of the Phantom Rat clan. Ever since the phantom armor was heavily damaged, Ning Yu had not used it again. On one hand, it was because the phantom armor was only at the heaven rank, so it was not of much help to the enemy. On the other hand, if he wanted to upgrade the phantom armor to the peak of the heaven rank, or even to the king level, he needed too much energy. It was so much that Ning Yu could not bear it. Now that the sprout had fed back so much energy, he could use it to upgrade the phantom armor's grade. The sprout fed back so much energy. This time, I'll give it my all and try to upgrade the phantom armor to the king level. Chapter 9:17. Metal-devouring lion. Meanwhile, at the entrance of the cave where Ning Yu was, the battle between the metal-devouring demon lion and the leaf-fire divine condor was particularly fierce. Although the metal-devouring demon lion's combat power was very strong and it was at its peak, it was unable to take down the leaf-flaming divine condor and the golden-eyed barbaric bull. The leaf-fire divine eagle and the golden-eyed barbaric bull could be said to be a match made in heaven. One focused on the air while the other focused on the ground. He attacked the metal-devouring demon lion from two different directions. Whenever the metal-devouring demon lion wanted to attack the leaf-fire divine condor, the golden-eye bull would attack and harass it, and vice versa. It made the metal-devouring demon lion very annoyed. Roar! The enraged metal-devouring demon lion raised its head to the sky and roared. Its forehooves stomped on the ground, and it charged at the leaf-flaming condor at an astonishing speed. The metal-devouring demon lion made up its mind. It would ignore the golden-eyed diabolical bull's attacks and deal with the leaf-flaming divine eagle first. As long as they could kill the leaf-fire divine condor, the golden-eye barbaric bull would definitely not be able to hold on for long. Golden-eye bull, what are you waiting for? Feeling the metal-devouring demon lion's extremely violent attack, the leaf-fire divine condor shouted. In fact, the leaf-flaming divine condor still had some self-awareness. He knew that with his current strength, there was no way he could compete with the metal-devouring demon lion. Only with the golden-eye bull's coordinated attacks from the ground could he dodge the metal-devouring demon lion's attack. Go! The golden-eyes bull's eyes narrowed slightly, and then a cold glow shot out from its eyes. Since the metal-devouring demon lion was determined to kill the leaf-flaming condor, he naturally wouldn't care about the golden-eye bull's attack. With a cold snort, the metal-devouring demon lion swept its tail, and a strong gust of wind immediately swept out, colliding with the cold light that shot out from the golden-eyed bull's eyes. Chi-chi! The gale collided with the cold light, and it emitted a hissing sound before both of them vanished into the heavens and the earth. Die! After blocking the golden-eyed bull's attack, the metal-devouring demon lion arrived in front of the leaf-fire divine condor in the blink of an eye. It raised its front claws and ruthlessly slapped the leaf-fire divine condor's body. The metal-devouring demon lion was much stronger than the leaf fire divine condor in both size and strength. If the leaf fire divine condor was unfortunate enough to be caught by the metal-devouring demon lion, even if it didn't die, it would be crippled for life. Damn it! At the critical moment, the leaf fire divine condor cursed inwardly. Then, it did not hesitate to burn its blood essence to increase its speed, wanting to avoid the metal-devouring demon lion's attack. Bang! However, the leaf fire condor had obviously underestimated the speed of the metal-devouring demon lion. Though the gold-devouring demon lion was huge, its speed was not slow at all. Just as the leaf-flaming divine eagle took a few steps back, it was struck in the back by the metal-devouring demon lion's huge front claw. Gotcha! A pair of wings was broken on the spot. With a crisp sound, the leaf fire divine eagle fell straight to the ground like a kite with a broken string. Whoosh! Seeing this, the golden-eyed bull's hind hooves stomped on the ground, and its body instantly rushed out, catching the leaf fire divine eagle before it fell to the ground. Are you all right? The golden-eyed barbaric bull injected a wisp of energy into the leaf fire god condor's body and hurriedly said, "I won't die yet." The leaf fire divine eagle's eyes were cold as it said fiercely, "The metal-devouring demon lion is really too strong. Let's leave quickly." Leave? The metal-devouring demon lion's ears were very sensitive. As soon as the leaf fire divine eagle finished speaking, the corner of its mouth curled up, and it said sinisterly, "You came to my territory and wanted to steal my treasures. If I hadn't returned quickly, wouldn't all the treasures in the cave have been stolen by you? Today you must die." As soon as the word die was said, the metal-devouring demon lion's eyes turned cold, and its body disappeared instantly. Not good. Retreat quickly. Seeing the metal-devouring demon lion disappear, the leaf fire divine eagle and the golden-eyed bull shouted at the same time. Bang! Bang! Just as the leaf fire divine eagle and the golden-eyed bull took a few steps back, the space beside them was torn apart, and the metal-devouring demon lion suddenly appeared. The metal-devouring demon lion waved its front claws and slapped the leaf fire divine eagle several feet away, causing it to fall on its face. As for the metal-devouring demon lion's tail, it quickly swept towards the golden-eyed bull. Gotcha! Although the golden-eyed bull's horn was relatively hard, it still made a cracking sound under the metal-devouring demon lion's powerful attack. The golden-eyed bull's horn had already been cut by Ning Yu's red demon sword, and there were some cracks on it. It was reasonable for it to be broken by the metal-devouring demon lion. You must pay for your actions. The metal-devouring demon lion stared at the leaf fire divine eagle and the golden-eyed bull and said coldly, "Wait." Seeing that the metal-devouring demon lion wanted to kill it, the leaf fire divine eagle used all its strength to say, "I know where the inner core of a 6th-grade human supreme realm demonic beast is. As long as you let me go, I can tell you where it is." The metal-devouring demon lion originally wanted to kill the leaf fire divine eagle. However, after hearing the leaf fire divine eagle's words, it couldn't help but frown. A 6th-grade human supreme realm demonic beast's inner core. He was only a peak 2nd-grade human supreme realm demonic beast. If he could get his hands on a 6th-grade human supreme realm demonic beast's inner core and refine it, there was a high chance that he could make a breakthrough to 3rd-grade human supreme realm demonic beast. Tell me, where's the inner core? The metal-devouring demon lion growled. You have to promise to let me go. Otherwise, I won't tell you where the inner core is even if I die, said the leaf fire divine eagle. The leaf fire divine eagle wasn't a fool. He knew that once he revealed the location of the inner core, he would die a horrible death. After all, the inner core was right in the cave. Oomph. It's not up to you to tell me. The metal-devouring demon lion snorted coldly, then opened its mouth and spat out a blue ray of light. Chi! The ray of light was extremely fast, arriving in front of the leaf fire divine eagle in the blink of an eye. Since the leaf fire divine eagle was already severely injured, it could only stare at the incoming ray of light unable to block it. Poof! In the next moment, the ray of light suddenly entered the leaf fire divine eagle's sea of consciousness under its horrified gaze. Swoosh! After the ray of light entered the sea of consciousness, the leaf fire divine eagle stood up. At this moment, the leaf fire divine eagle's eyes were dull, like a puppet. Let's go. No matter what, the golden-eyed bull's body was tougher than the leaf fire divine eagle's, and its ability to resist attacks was also much stronger. Seeing that the metal-devouring demon lion was specifically dealing with the leaf fire divine eagle, the golden-eyed bull decisively turned into a shadow and fled into the distance. When I recover from my injuries, it will be the time of your death. As the golden-eyed bull ran, it thought viciously. The injuries and humiliation it suffered today must be returned. Tried to escape, although the metal-devouring demon lion's attention was mostly on the leaf fire divine eagle. It still noticed that the golden-eyed bull wanted to escape. In any situation, letting the enemy escape was a form of humiliation to itself. Therefore, the metal-devouring demon lion's figure flashed and instantly appeared in front of the golden-eyed bull, blocking its path. Originally, I didn't intend to kill you completely, but since you want to escape, I can only send you to hell. Chapter 9:18. Discovered crack. Suppressed by the metal-devouring demon lion's aura, the golden-eyed bull's sturdy body let out a crisp cracking sound. Poochie. Soon, the golden-eyed bull felt a sweetness in its throat and suddenly spat out a mouthful of blood. I'll tell you where the core of a 6th-grade human supreme is. The golden-eyed bull didn't want to die. It hurriedly spoke just as it was about to collapse. Oomph. You don't have to tell me. I naturally have a way to find out from the leaf-flaming divine eagle. The metal-devouring demon lion would never change its mind once it decided on something. It snorted coldly, and its aura pressed down again. Crack, crack, crack. Continuous cracking sounds came from the golden-eyed bull's body. Roar, roar, roar. The intense pain from its body made the golden-eyed bull let out a hysterical roar. However, the golden-eyed bull's roar didn't last for long. Rumble. The golden-eyed bull's eyelids twitched, and its body fell heavily to the ground. Whoosh! As soon as the golden-eyed bull died, the metal-devouring demon lion came to its side and raised its front claws, directly digging out its core. A 1st-grade human supreme's core. Although there isn't much energy inside, it's better than nothing. The metal-devouring demon lion casually put away the golden-eyed bull's core, then stood in front of the leaf-flaming divine eagle and waved its front claws back and forth in front of the leaf-flaming divine eagle. As the metal-devouring demon lion's claws moved, the leaf-flaming divine eagle's mouth slowly opened. The inner core of a 6th-grade human supreme realm demonic beast is in the cave. As it spoke, the leaf-flaming divine eagle extended its claws and pointed at the nearby cave. In the cave, hearing the leaf-flaming divine eagle's words and the direction it was pointing at, the metal-devouring demon lion couldn't help but frown. How could it be in the cave? Speak clearly. 2 hours ago, a mid-manifestation realm human brought the core of a 6th-grade human supreme into the mountain. The leaf-flaming divine eagle's eyes were dull as it replied mechanically. "Huh!" Before the leaf-flaming divine condor could finish his sentence, the metal-devouring demon lion kicked him in the chest, sending him flying several feet away. Whoosh! Then, the gold-devouring demon lion's body flashed, and it dashed towards the cave. If one had to describe the metal-devouring demon lion's current mood, it would be F***kid. Other than the treasures he had plundered in his lifetime, there was also a large pond of sentient spirit dew. He had prepared so much innate spirit dew for his breakthrough to a 3rd-grade supreme martial artist. If it was taken away, he would definitely go crazy. Who? As the metal-devouring demon lion rushed into the depths of the cave, in the deepest part of the cave, Ningyu opened his eyes. He looked at the phantom armor in his hand and slowly exhaled. Mid-grade king, rank phantom armor. Ningyu nodded in satisfaction. Originally, Ningyu thought that he should rely on the tender shoots No, it should be called saplings now. Ningyu thought that by relying on the energy returned by the saplings, he could at most advance the phantom armor to king rank low grade. Who would have thought that the phantom armor would advance to king rank middle grade? The mid-grade king rank phantom armor was terrifying. As long as he wore it, even if Ningyu didn't use the law of space, he could still kill a second-grade supreme martial artist. If he wore the mid-grade king rank phantom armor, coupled with the law of space, Ningyu could even kill a third-grade supreme martial artist. Put on first. Ningyu was a practical person. With a flick of his wrist, he put on the phantom armor. At the same time, Ningyu looked at the exit of the cave and murmured, "Leaf flaming divine eagle, golden-eyed bull, I hope your battle is not over." Not good. However, before Ningyu could finish his sentence, his expression changed drastically and he retreated hastily, because he realized that there was a huge figure rushing over from the entrance of the cave. In front of this figure, an even faster cold light flashed. Before Ningyu could react, it had already hit Ningyu's chest. Bang! The huge force that came from his chest caused Ningyu to retreat several feet away. He only managed to stabilize his body when he reached the stone wall at the end of the cave. Not bad. Touching the phantom armor that he had just put on, Ningyu felt as if he had taken a trip to the gates of hell. The cold light attack, just now, was extremely powerful. Even with Ningyu's current strength, it would be difficult for him to block it. Fortunately, he had the phantom armor to help him block it. Otherwise, Ningyu would have most likely been seriously injured. What? When a metal-devouring demon lion saw that its powerful attack had been easily blocked by the Fate Realm human before it, it opened its mouth in disbelief. When did a manifestation realm human become so powerful? Metal-devouring demon lion. Ningyu stared at the huge creature in front of him and scolded, "Why did you sneak up on me? Why did I sneak up on you? This place is F***CK." As the metal-devouring demon lion spoke, it shifted its gaze to the pool. When the primordial spiritual dew in the pool disappeared completely, the metal-devouring demon lion cursed. "This is my cave. You barged in without permission and stole all my primordial spiritual dew." The metal-devouring demon lion released its aura and said coldly, "Hand over the primordial spiritual dew, and I can leave your corpse intact." Ningyu was speechless. After all this time, this cave was someone else's cave. However, if the primordial spiritual dew was the metal-devouring demon lion's personal property, Ningyu would not agree with it at all. The primordial spiritual dew was a product of nature. It can only be found by chance. Since when did it become a personal property? If I'm not wrong, the primordial spiritual dew in the pool has been there for a long time. It doesn't belong to you. Ningyu shrugged and said, "Plus, the primordial spiritual dew in the pool has already been consumed by me. Even if you kill me, you won't be able to get it." "Oomph. If that's the case, I will kill you." The metal-devouring demon lion hissed and charged at Ningyu with all four hooves. F***CK. I'll leave, all right? Though he refused to admit that the primordial spiritual dew was the metal-devouring demon lion's personal property, Ningyu agreed with it on the inside. Because when he jumped into the pool, he realized that there was not only the primordial spiritual dew, but also many other precious medicinal herbs. Without a doubt, the metal-devouring demon lion was the one who threw in those precious medicinal herbs. Because of his guilt, even though Ningyu could have killed the metal-devouring demon lion, he chose not to. Instead, he tore apart space and dashed towards the entrance of the cave at alarming speed. "Where are you going?" Seeing that Ningyu was trying to escape, the metal-devouring demon lion roared and followed. Whoosh! Whoosh! Inside the cave, two figures, one in front and one behind, were advancing at full speed. The one in front was Ningyu. His speed was very fast, and he disappeared in the blink of an eye. The one behind was the metal-devouring demon lion. He was not slow either, and he followed closely behind Ningyu. The distance between him and Ningyu was getting shorter and shorter. Chapter 919. Chapter 919. Don't Get Cocky, Solitaire. Looking back at the approaching metal-devouring lion, Ningyu waved the red demon sword in his hand and slashed out several sword waves. Whoosh! The overwhelming sword waves surged towards the metal-devouring lion. Ningyu did not intend to kill the metal-devouring lion. His goal was to leave this place and find the Dark Emperor. Roar! The metal-devouring demon lion looked up to the sky and roared, scattering the several sword waves that Ningyu had slashed out almost instantly. It's so strong. Ningyu's heart skipped a beat. He felt that he might have underestimated the metal-devouring lion's battle prowess. After all, it was a pinnacle second-grade human supreme. Its strength should not be that low. The difference between demonic beasts and humans was that a second-grade human supreme could even fight against a third-grade human supreme. Let's go. Although the metal-devouring demon lion easily withstood the attacks of the sword waves, there was a short pause in its movements. In this short pause, Ningyu had already left the cave. F***CK. As soon as he left the cave, Ningyu could not help but curse when he saw the massive creature in front of him. The golden-eyed bull. The corpse on the ground was the golden-eyed bull. Beside the golden-eyed bull, the leaf-flaming condor was also on its last breath. So the battle was not between the golden-eyed bull and the leaf-flaming condor, but between them and the metal-devouring lion. Ningyu immediately understood. When he was cultivating in the depths of the cave, he had always thought that the battle outside the cave was between the golden-eyed bull and the leaf-flaming condor. Now, it seemed that the battle was between the metal-devouring lion and the leaf-flaming condor. The metal-devouring lion was indeed very strong. It was reasonable for it to be able to kill the golden-eyed bull and heavily injure the leaf-flaming condor. Where do you think you're going? At this moment, the metal-devouring lion roared and dashed out of the cave. Metal-devouring lion, don't think that I won't dare to do anything to you. Ningyu held the red demon sword in his hand and said with a cold expression. At this moment, Ningyu knew that it was unrealistic for him to leave. If he could not get rid of the metal-devouring demon lion, even if he ran to the ends of the earth, the metal-devouring demon lion would still chase him. Humph! Hand over the innate spirit dew, and I'll leave your corpse intact. The metal-devouring demon lion snorted coldly. I've said it before, the innate spirit dew has already been refined by me, but you didn't believe me. Ningyu said in a deep voice, since that's the case, I'll teach you a lesson. As soon as he finished speaking, Ningyu gripped the red demon sword in his hand and charged forward like a bolt of lightning. Ningyu's speed was very fast. He was so fast that he had only taken a few steps when his body fused with the void. Roar! The metal-devouring demon lion wasn't a pushover either. It stomped on the ground, opened its bloody mouth, and roared. Voila! With the metal-devouring demon lion as the epicenter, an extremely terrifying shockwave spread in all directions. The power of the shockwave was indeed terrifying. The surrounding trees were uprooted and the air was scattered. Damn it! As the air scattered, Ningyu appeared in the void. Cursing silently, Ningyu injected the essence in his sea of consciousness into the red demon's sword and stabbed it forward. Chi! When the red demon's sword came into contact with the shockwave, it constantly emitted a sizzling sound. Although the resistance of the shockwave was strong, Ningyu was still advancing slowly. Roar! 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 Seeing that Ningyu was getting closer, the metal-devouring demon lion roared again. Suppress it! Ningyu's eyes turned cold. He immediately increased the amount of essence he injected and continued to advance slowly. Time was ticking away. The metal-devouring demon lion's expression grew uglier as Ningyu advanced. In the end, the metal-devouring demon lion had no choice but to give up on roaring. Its tail twitched and swept towards Ningyu's head. Chop! After the metal-devouring demon lion gave up on roaring, the pressure on Ningyu disappeared. Without any pressure, Ningyu swung the red demon sword at the metal-devouring demon lion's tail. Bang! When the two collided, the metal-devouring demon lion felt waves of pain from its tail. Then, its body fell heavily to the ground. Ah! A hysterical roar came from the metal-devouring demon lion's mouth. At the same time, the metal-devouring demon lion's aura plummeted. In just a few seconds, it fell from a peak second-grade human supreme to an early second-grade human supreme. Brat, the one I'm going to tear apart is you. Despite being at a disadvantage in one move, the metal-devouring demon lion did not give up. Instead, it charged forward and used its front claws to strike Ning Yu's chest heavily. Facing the charging metal-devouring demon lion, not only did Ning Yu not block it, he even slowly closed his eyes. You're courting death. The metal-devouring demon lion naturally saw Ning Yu closing his eyes. The metal-devouring demon lion would not give up such a good opportunity. It gathered all the energy in its body into its front claws and slammed them into Ning Yu's chest. Bang! A crisp sound rang out. Ha ha, brat. I said I'm going to tear you apart. So, I will. The metal-devouring demon lion laughed maniacally at the sky. However, the metal-devouring demon lion's maniacal laughter stopped abruptly before it could even finish. Ning Yu's eyes suddenly opened, and the corners of his mouth curled up uncontrollably. Puff! The red demon's sword in his hand stabbed out. A dull thud rang out. The metal-devouring demon lion looked down at the red flying sword stuck in its body. Its mouth was agape, and its face was filled with shock. What kind of flying sword is that? How could it stab into my body? The metal-devouring demon lion said. Also, why is your body so hard? Even a grade 2 human supreme would be smashed into pieces by that claw of mine. The metal-devouring demon lion would never have imagined that Ning Yu's body was so hard that it only took a few steps back. Comparatively speaking, it was much worse off. Its powerful claw had failed to injure Ning Yu, and Ning Yu was stabbed by Ning Yu's flying sword instead. One after the other, the outcome was obvious. Looks like the King middle grade Phantom Armor is really awesome. Ning Yu did not answer the metal-devouring demon lion's question, but murmured to himself. In fact, the reason why Ning Yu did not block the metal-devouring demon lion's attack was that he wanted to test the Phantom Armor's defense. Although the aura of the gold-devouring demon lion had fallen from the pinnacle second-grade sovereign realm to the initial phase second-grade sovereign realm, Ning Yu was still shocked that the King rank middle rank Mirage Armor could withstand his attacks. If I get more energy in the future, I'll give priority to the Phantom Armor. Ning Yu secretly made up his mind. If he ever found another treasure like the innate spirit dew, he would give priority to the Phantom Armor. After all, a good defensive artifact could save his life at a critical moment. Metal-devouring demon lion. I've already said that you're not my opponent, but you didn't believe me? Now you've shot yourself in the foot, haven't you? Ning Yu said as he kept the red demon sword. Don't be too pleased with yourself. I've just gone through a huge battle, and I've exhausted a lot of my energy. Furthermore, you used a sneak attack on me. Otherwise, I would have cut you into pieces. Chapter 920. Chapter 920. Foolish, I'm not proud. I'm just stating a fact. Ning Yu shrugged. No matter what, you lost to me. I did lose to you, but it won't be that easy for you to kill me. The metal-devouring lion's face was cold as its aura soared. In a few seconds, the metal-devouring lion's aura soared to its peak. Don't bother with the work. Feeling the powerful aura from the metal-devouring lion, Ning Yu waved his hand. You burned your blood essence to increase your strength. Aren't you afraid of repercussions? At this point, Ning Yu paused for a moment before he continued. Also, are you an idiot? If I wanted to kill you, you would have died a long time ago. How could you still be alive now? Puffed. Hearing Ning Yu's words, the metal-devouring lion deflated like a balloon and returned to normal. Kid, what do you want? The metal-devouring lion said coldly. I don't want anything. I just want you to swear to the heavens that you won't mess with me anymore. Ning Yu said, That's impossible. The metal-devouring lion would never agree to Ning Yu's request. Not mess with Ning Yu? What a joke. Ning Yu stole a large pool of his primordial spirit dew. He had to get back at him. If that's the case, then don't blame me. Ningyu didn't want to kill the metal-devouring lion. But since the metal-devouring lion didn't know what was good for him, he had to send it to the next world. After all, the metal-devouring lion was extremely powerful. Keeping this ticking time bomb alive would not be peaceful in the future. Wait, seeing that Ningyu was about to kill it, the metal-devouring lion seemed to have understood and said hurriedly, "I promise you." As it spoke, the metal-devouring lion immediately swore to the heavens. Ningyu was slightly stunned by the metal-devouring demon lion's actions. Ningyu did not expect the metal-devouring demon lion to swear the heavenly Tao oath at this moment. It would be a lie to say that he wasn't puzzled. But the metal-devouring demon lion's oath to the heavenly Tao was real. If Ningyu wanted to kill the metal-devouring demon lion now, it would be a little unreasonable. A married girl can't take back what she said, just like the water she's thrown out. Ningyu had no choice but to say, "Since you've made a heavenly oath, I'll spare your life." With that, Ningyu turned around and left. He didn't want to stay here a moment longer. Lu Wei and the others were still waiting for him at the entrance to the inner regions of the magical Beast Mountain Range. If they were to encounter any danger, Ningyu would definitely blame himself to death. I want to go with you too." Seeing that Ningyu was about to leave, the metal-devouring demon lion rolled its eyes and shouted. The metal-devouring demon lion was no idiot. On the contrary, he was very intelligent. He had sworn the heavenly oath not to tangle with Ningyu, but once Ningyu died, then he would be able to get his hands on the pre-celestial nectar on Ningyu. The metal-devouring demon lion did not believe that Ningyu would be able to refine an entire pool of pre-celestial nectar. As the metal-devouring demon lion saw it, Ningyu definitely had a container on him that stored all the nectar inside. "You want to come with me as well?" Hearing the metal-devouring demon lion's unreasonable request, Ningyu frowned slightly, then said, "Let's go." Wait a moment. After receiving Ningyu's confirmation, the metal-devouring demon lion teleported into the cave. Whoosh! 3 minutes later, the metal-devouring demon lion flew out of the cave, satisfied. Luckily, this kid doesn't know where I hid my treasures. Otherwise, he would have taken everything. The metal-devouring demon lion was a little proud. He had hidden all the treasures he had plundered over the years in one place. That place was hidden from Ningyu. The leaf-flaming condor is now severely injured. How confident are you that you can cure it? Ningyu had just started when he stopped. At its peak, the leaf-flaming condor was a second-grade human supreme and a flying demonic beast. If he could tame the leaf-flaming condor, he would have another helper when he entered the core region of the magical Beast Mountain Range. Cure the leaf-flaming condor? The metal-devouring demon lion was stunned for a moment. Then he smiled. The leaf-flaming condor's injuries are not serious. I just controlled it. Actually, the metal-devouring demon lion controlled the leaf-flaming condor to find out where the core of a 6th-grade human supreme was. Now that he knew that the core was in Ningyu's hands, and Ningyu wanted to cure the leaf-flaming condor, he might as well do Ningyu a favor and cure the leaf-flaming condor. Swoosh! In the next moment, the metal-devouring demon lion opened its mouth, and a cold light flew out, directly entering the leaf-flaming condor's sea of consciousness. Boom! A loud sound rang in the leaf-flaming condor's sea of consciousness, and the leaf-flaming condor suddenly opened its eyes. At first, the leaf-flaming condor's eyes were filled with confusion. As time passed, the leaf-flaming condor's consciousness became clearer. Screech! In the end, the leaf-flaming condor could not help but let out a cry. The leaf-flaming condor stared at Ningyu and said in surprise, "The metal-devouring demon lion did not kill you. Why does the metal-devouring demon lion want to kill me?" Ningyu curled his lips and said, "You have 2 choices in front of you. First, make a heavenly oath and obey me. Second, die." As the word die fell, a terrifying aura emanated from Ningyu's body and suddenly pressed down on the leaf-flaming condor. Boom! The metal-devouring demon lion did not stay idle. He also unleashed his aura and cooperated with Ningyu to press down on the leaf-flaming condor. The leaf-flaming condor could not withstand Ningyu's aura alone, not to mention the addition of the metal-devouring demon lion's aura. Puffed. The leaf-flaming condor spat out a mouthful of dark red blood, and its face became very ugly. "I don't have time to tangle with you here," Ningyu said coldly. "All right, I choose to obey." The leaf-flaming condor gritted its teeth and immediately made a heavenly oath. Between life and death, the leaf-flaming condor chose to live without a doubt. Death was not scary. What was scary was dying without knowing why and having a meaningless death. Therefore, the leaf-flaming condor chose to obey. Metal-devouring demon lion, you'll have to bear with it along the way. Treat the leaf-flaming condor and ensure that he can recover to his peak state as soon as possible. After he finished speaking, Ningyu stomped on the ground, and his figure flashed out explosively. The leaf-flaming condor was a little dumbfounded. From Ningyu's words, he could basically determine the status of Ningyu and the metal-devouring demon lion. It seemed that the status of the metal-devouring demon lion was much lower than that of Ningyu. "What are you waiting for? Are you looking for a beating?" The metal-devouring demon lion could guess what the leaf-flaming condor was thinking. He snorted and said, "Remember, from now on, the first person you obey is me, and the second is that kid." Whoosh! After teaching the leaf-flaming condor a lesson, the metal-devouring demon lion flashed and chased after Ningyu. The metal-devouring demon lion would not mistreat himself. Ningyu wanted him to treat the leaf-flaming condor? Impossible. Looking at the back of the metal-devouring demon lion, the leaf-flaming condor was a little confused. Was the metal-devouring demon lion the greatest, or was it Ningyu? Chapter 921. Heartbroken serpent deep within the magical Beast Mountain Range, at the border between the inner area and the forbidden area. Lu Wei paced back and forth as the worry on his face grew heavier. It had been 3 to 4 hours since Ningyu left. Lu Wei was able to calm himself down in the beginning, but as time passed, he grew more and more worried, to the point that he was even slightly dazed. "Don't worry, Ningyu will definitely return safely." The Dark Emperor was anxious as he watched Lu Wei's actions. Extreme body. If Lu Xuan continued to be so agitated, he might be in unpredictable danger. "Dark Emperor, why don't you go take a look?" Lu Wei said after a moment of silence. "Me?" The Dark Emperor pointed at his nose, and then he shook his head and said, "That won't do. Ningyu personally told me to stay behind to protect you before he left. If I leave, then he'll skin me alive when he returns." But Lu Wei was still very worried as he clenched his teeth. "There are no buts." The Dark Emperor interrupted Lu Wei and said in a deep voice, "Ningyu is very strange. Nothing will happen to him." "Ha ha ha, Dark Emperor, you know me the best." At this moment, a loud laughter came from afar. Then, a figure streaked across the sky and appeared before Lu Wei and the rest in the blink of an eye. Ningyu. Seeing the familiar figure before them, Lu Wei and the rest were overjoyed. "Ningyu, I thought you were killed by the flaming condor and the golden-eyed bull." The Dark Emperor sized up Ningyu for a while before shifting his gaze behind Ningyu and asked doubtfully, "Where are the flaming condor and the golden-eyed bull? Don't tell me that you killed them all." The leaf-flaming divine eagle was a peak grade 2 human sovereign, while the golden-eyed bull was a grade 1 human sovereign. Although Ningyu had escaped back, the Dark Emperor did not believe that the leaf-fire divine eagle and the golden-eyed bull had been killed by Ningyu. From the Dark Emperor's point of view, Ningyu had probably brought them around in a big circle before sneaking back. "When did you become so smart?" Ningyu looked at the Dark Emperor with interest. He teased, "I came back in a hurry this time. Otherwise, I would have definitely brought back the corpse of the golden-eyed bull." "Forget it, you're just in Blessed Realm." "Damn it." The Dark Emperor's words were filled with distrust. However, when Ningyu unleashed his aura, the Dark Emperor immediately cursed. Later stage of the Blessed Realm. The Dark Emperor clearly remembered that Ningyu was only at the middle stage of the creation realm 3 to 4 hours ago. How did he advance to the late stage of the creation realm in 3 to 4 hours? This speed of advancement was too fast, wasn't it? Gulp. In the distance, the lightning wolf king and Qin Xiang swallowed a mouthful of saliva. Based on Ning Yu's advancement speed, how could they survive? It was possible that they would be entangled with Ning Yu for the rest of their lives. Swish, swish. However, what shocked the Dark Emperor and the rest was yet to come. In the distance, two colossal beings suddenly tore through the void and flew over at an extremely shocking speed. Not good. Sensing the berserk aura emitted from the two colossal beings, the expressions of the Dark Emperor and the rest changed drastically as they prepared for battle. It's fine, the two of them are my friends. Ning Yu waved his hand, indicating for the Dark Emperor and the rest to calm down. Your friend. Hearing Ning Yu's words, the Dark Emperor and the Lightning Wolf King opened their mouths slightly, their faces filled with disbelief. These two colossal beings are actually your friends? Are you sure you're not joking? Let me introduce you. This is the gold-devouring demon lion, and this is the leaf-fire divine eagle. Ning Yu introduced. The leaf-fire divine eagle nodded slightly in response. As for the gold-devouring demon lion, it turned its head away with an extremely arrogant expression. All right, let's continue our journey and try to enter the core area before daybreak. Ning Yu had already expected such a reaction from the Dark Emperor and the rest. He walked straight to the barrier and took out the red demon sword and slashed at the barrier. Chi-Chi. After advancing to the late stage of the manifestation realm, Ning Yu's strength had increased by who knew how many times. The sword he slashed out was extremely powerful and easily created a gap in the barrier. Let's go. Ning Yu made a prompt decision and entered the barrier in a flash. Behind Ning Yu, Lu Wei and the rest followed closely. Russell. In the inner region of the magical Beast Mountain range, several figures were advancing at high speed. Needless to say, these figures were Ning Yu and the rest. With the gold-devouring demon lion leading the way, Ning Yu and the rest were moving at high speed without any hesitation. The gold-devouring demon lion was a peak second-grade human supreme. Under the pressure of his powerful aura, all the demonic beasts in the inner region avoided him. In the inner region, both the gold-devouring demon lion and the leaf-fire divine eagle were overlord-level demonic beasts. There might be some hidden powerful demonic beasts in the inner region, but with the two of them working together, they could probably dominate the inner region. Even a third-grade human supreme demonic beast would have to retreat. Passing through this broken intestine lake means entering the core area of the magical Beast Mountain range. About an hour later, Ning Yu and the rest arrived at the entrance of the core area. Between the core area and the inner region, there was not a barrier, but a lake. Is there any danger in the broken intestine lake? Ning Yu asked with a frown. He did not choose to cross the broken intestine lake immediately. Of course there is danger. The gold-devouring demon lion rolled its eyes at Ning Yu and said, There is a powerful demonic beast in the broken intestine lake called the broken intestine dragon. It is a peak third-grade human supreme. Hiss. Hearing this, even though Ning Yu was prepared, he still gasped at this moment. The cultivation of a third-grade peak human supreme martial artist. Even if all of them worked together, they might not be able to fight against a demonic beast with such a cultivation. Don't worry. The gold-devouring demon lion said, The broken intestine dragon has a hobby. As long as we can satisfy it, we will be able to cross the broken intestine lake smoothly. Hey, can you not just say half of what you're saying? Ning Yu said impatiently. The broken intestine dragon's hobby is very special. It likes to eat humans. The gold-devouring demon lion continued. As long as we throw a martial artist into the broken intestine lake for him to enjoy, he will let us pass through. The broken intestine dragon has this hobby? It wants to eat humans? Ning Yu's eyes widened. He felt that his brain was not enough to process this. Logically speaking, no one would pass through this place. How could the broken intestine dragon have this hobby? After some thought, Ning Yu said in a deep voice, Gold-devouring demon lion, don't try to bluff me. Tell me the truth. The gold-devouring demon lion did not answer Ningyu. Instead, it chose to close its eyes to rest. Humph, what are you being so arrogant for? The Dark Emperor snorted in his mind, a little annoyed by the gold-devouring demon lion's behavior. Whoosh! At this moment, a figure suddenly rushed out from the broken intestine lake. The figure was huge, at least twice the size of the Leaf Fire Divine Condor. The scariest thing was that the gigantic creature was holding a bloody head in its mouth. Chapter 922. Weakness. It's indeed a peak third-grade supreme. Ningyu's expression darkened as he sensed the terrifying aura emitting from the heartbroken serpent dragon. Even if all of them teamed up, they would have a hard time dealing with the heartbroken serpent dragon. Of course, this was under the premise that Ningyu did not utilize the law of space. If Ningyu were to use the law of space, he would probably be on par with the heartbroken serpent dragon. Plop! The heartbroken serpent dragon tossed Ming's head into the lake and spoke in a deep voice. Offer your sacrifice, a human. Ningyu's expression darkened. Strictly speaking, there were 3 people at the scene: Qin Xiang, Lu Wei, and Ningyu. As for the Dark Emperor and the Lightning Wolf King, they were beasts and not humans. Out of the 3 of them, Ningyu had to choose one of them as a sacrifice? Wasn't that bullsh asterisk T? There's no sacrifice, Ningyu said in a deep voice. No sacrifice? The heartbroken serpent dragon was stunned for a moment before it spoke in a cold tone. Then what are you waiting for? Get lost. Whoosh! The heartbroken flood dragon was truly worthy of being a pinnacle third-grade sovereign. Even his voice contained a violent shockwave. The Lightning Wolf King and the Dark Emperor were knocked back a few meters by the shockwave. The gold-devouring lion and the fire divine condor were able to stabilize themselves after taking a few steps back due to their strength. Whoosh! Ningyu took a step forward and stood in front of Qin Xiang and Lu Wei, shielding them from the shockwave. Heartbroken serpent dragon, we just want to enter the core area. As for the sacrifice, can we exchange it for something else? The heartbroken serpent dragon's voice caused Ningyu to make some concessions. With the law of space and the Emperor mid-grade phantom armor, Ningyu was not too afraid of the heartbroken serpent dragon. However, the same could not be said for Lu Wei and the others. As long as the intestine breaker flood dragon decided to launch a sneak attack, even Ningyu would not be able to withstand it. Therefore, Ningyu still wanted to resolve this peacefully. The sacrifice can only be humans, nothing else, the intestine-breaking dragon said coldly. Kaka! Ningyu clenched his fists tightly, producing cracking sounds. If the gut-breaker flood dragon refused to back down, Ningyu would have to fight out with him. As for Lu Wei and Qin Xiang, Ningyu decided to let them take refuge in his storage ring. In truth, Ningyu did not want to expose the fact that the storage ring could store people. However, if the intestine breaker dragon refused to budge, Ningyu had no choice but to expose the storage ring. Intestine-severing flood dragon. I remember you saying that there are 2 conditions to cross the intestine-severing lake. First, offer up an offering. Second, take 3 moves from you. At this moment, the metal-devouring demon lion stepped forward and said, Metal-devouring demon lion. The intestine breaker flood dragon's powerful voice resounded. He stared at the metal-devouring demon lion and said in a low voice, You are only a peak second-grade human supreme. Do you want to take 3 moves from me? If that's the case, I'll fulfill your wish. Intestine breaker flood dragon, you may have misunderstood. I do not want to enter the core area of the magical beast mountain range. He wants to go there. Therefore, he is the one who will take 3 moves from you, not me. The metal-devouring demon lion shook his head and pointed at Ningyu. Whoosh! Hearing this, the intestine breaker flood dragon's eyes flashed with ferocity. The intestine breaker flood dragon was very perceptive. He could easily tell that Ningyu was in the late stage of the manifestation realm. He was a peak third-grade human supreme, while Ningyu was only in the late stage of the manifestation realm. There was no comparison between the two. To be honest, in his opinion, He didn't even need to use 10% of his strength to kill Ningyu. Brat, you want to take 3 moves from me? Although the intestine breaker flood dragon did not think highly of Ningyu, he was the one who set the conditions for passing through the intestine breaker lake. If I can pass through the intestine breaker lake after taking 3 moves from you, it's not impossible. Ningyu was already prepared to fight the intestine breaker flood dragon. Who would have thought that there would be a twist? Taking 3 moves from the intestine breaker flood dragon was much easier than fighting it to the death. All right, since you want to die, I'll fulfill your wish. Whoosh! The intestine breaker flood dragon dived into the intestine breaker lake and soared into the sky. The lake water fell from the intestine breaker flood dragon's body, creating ripples on the surface of the lake. Ningyu's eyes turned cold. He stomped on the ground and dashed out. Solitaire. Ningyu knew that the intestine breaker flood dragon was very powerful. He did not wait for his death. Instead, he held the red fiend sword and slashed out a few sword waves. Flood dragon goes to sea. The intestine breaker flood dragon's huge tail whipped at Ningyu. TSK. TSK. The few solitaire in front of Ningyu did not gain any advantage against the intestine breaker flood dragon's tail. Instead, they were shattered in an instant. Bang! In the blink of an eye, the intestine breaker flood dragon's tail landed on Ningyu's chest. A crisp sound was heard. The huge force on his chest made Ningyu's expression change. His body fell straight to the surface of the lake. Plop! The result was not out of the intestine breaker flood dragon's expectation. Ningyu fell into the intestine breaker lake completely. Waves spread out in all directions. Ningyu. Seeing Ningyu fall into the intestine breaker lake, the Dark Emperor and the others' expressions changed. Fear appeared on their faces. He's so useless. Beside him, the gold-devouring demon lion looked terrible. The reason why the gold-devouring demon lion told Ningyu the second condition to pass through the intestine breaker lake was that he wanted Ningyu to be defeated and killed. As long as Ningyu was killed, he could take away the innate spiritual due from Ningyu. However, what happened made the gold-devouring demon lion furious. The intestine breaker lake was the intestine breaker flood dragon's territory. None of the martial artists killed by the intestine breaker flood dragon were spared. They were all devoured by it. Initially, the gold-devouring demon lion thought that Ningyu would be able to withstand 1 move and die from his injuries. Who would have thought that Ningyu would be killed in the first move? Boring. After the intestine breaker flood dragon killed Ningyu casually, it curled its lips and said in disdain, "I only used 10% of my strength to kill him." Is that so? However, just as the intestine breaker flood dragon was about to return to the intestine breaker lake, it heard a faint voice. Whoosh! Then a skinny figure dashed out from the bottom of the intestine breaker lake. What? You're not dead. Seeing the skinny figure floating in the air, the intestine breaker flood dragon's eyes widened, and its face was filled with disbelief. One must know that even though he had only used 10% of his strength, 10% of his strength was more than enough to kill a half-step supreme being. Even an ordinary grade 1 supreme realm martial artist might not be able to block it. Why did this martial artist in the later stage of the creation realm in front of him have such great ability to block his attack and not be killed? Dead? Ningyu curled his lips and said, "How could you kill me with 10% of your strength? I entered the bottom of the lake on purpose." Entered on purpose. Oh no! The intestine breaker flood dragon frowned and sent a portion of its perception into the bottom of the lake. Suddenly, its expression changed. The thing you're looking for is in there. That you're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.